He's bossy. Outside, it'll be James Shirley from West Monroe, Louisiana. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cars. Okay.
There's 11 on the track.
11 on the racetrack. The 7-time Cajun Classic winner will get on the throttle and get us underway. I've never been blamed that I can count too well.
You want this Arkansas boy to teach you some math as we roll up into turn number 1, Zachary? And I tell you what, man, it almost ain't right.
Already contact. Will Carter's got a shot to the chin there, but he's able to corral it as Whitehead, no surprises, leads here off of 4, right where he left off here at the speed plant last year, Nick. Off of 4 in the 1 as the 0 Beckett trying to hold off the charge here for second.
61, Brett McMillan sitting in 3rd spot right now. Look at Lance Hansen. Hansen started in the 8th position, is running 4th right now. Already a lot of passing points for the Red Oak Texan. A couple of wins here at Heart O Texas Speedway in 2018. Hansen has got a good number of laps around this racetrack this season.
Yep, Brett McMillan had typically showed up in a big body style car. He has really took a liking to that big body style car, one of the last few guys that was rolling a tank around in the factory stock class. But he's found his liking here in this Destroyer racing chassis. That Destroyer goes to work trying to destroy the hopes and dreams of the second place driver, Jonathan Beckett, who's holding on to a pretty little hill. Smash the loud pedal and try to hunt down his fellow Texarkana counterpart, Justin Whitehead, who's out front with the lead.
McMillan got another good look to the inside, Blake, as we come halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. We roll off into turn number 1. What do you think, brother?
We got McMillan down on the bottom, door-to-door battling for second off of turn number 2. Beckett stuck up top, and now as they roll down into turn number 3, McMillan giving them the door mid-corner as they roll off of turn number 4. McMillan coming off into second place.
Zach, a heck of a pass. McMillan making the spot, taking the spot. Look at Hansen now, door-to-door, off of turn number 2 with Jonathan Beckett for 3rd.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing the voice of young Blake Andrews, 17-year-old youngster, who's called some races at the 281 Speedway out of Abilene, Texas. So get familiar with his voice. Does a good job. We're happy to have him up here with us this weekend. And how about this, though? That Destroyer racing chassis of Brett McMillan. He's punched the time clock, and he's going to go ahead and send it and go to work. He brought his stamps into turn number 3. He'll be talking the racing clock this time by with the white flag waving over the Heart O Texas Speedway for the 36J of Whitehead. Whitehead punches the time clock as well. He goes back to work, stalling on the wheel of the number 36J Outlaw chassis. Final time into turns 3 and 4. Here comes McMillan. Whitehead having trouble through the center of the corner. Little drag race off of 4. And Justin Whitehead Jaws wins heat race number 1 here at the Heart O Texas Speedway tonight. Factory heat race number 1 presented by Trucking Metalworks.
Stephenville starter sponsoring heat race number 1. It's going to go to Justin Whitehead. 2nd spot going to be the 61.
Tyler Texan will be the 8 of Tim Homeyer. And the final row will be Michael Hill. Father and son in this one. And outside, Dylan Alasko, the top qualifier with time trials at this year's 10,000 win King of the Hill in time trials. The lights are out. We're going to drop the hammer and get this one underway. Nick and Blake off of 4. We're underway into 1 and 2.
Heat race number 2 gets off to a great start. Austin Hale off the outside of the front row going to take the early lead. Zach, here comes Chris Davis on the outside.
Chris Davis threads the needle, walks right through the threshold. He says, "Thank you very much." And Austin Hill says, "Okay, I'll go ahead and sit down and take a seat." And he'll try to reel him back in, but it's not going to work this time. Down the front straight. Here comes James Thompson.
The Outlaw Racing chassis on the bottom of the racetrack. Zach into turn number 1. He's doing battle right now with Tim Homeyer. Look at Puddin', Dylan Alasko.
Puddin'.
From the last row, man. Dylan Alasko out of the last row up to 5th spot. We've got 2 laps complete this time off of 4.
What's your name? Puddin' Tang. Tell me again and I'll tell you the same. Down the front straight of the 41 of Dylan Alasko. Boy, did he show up to Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood with his guns blazing this year. Out of 130-plus competitors, he picked up the quickest time overall out of all of them. We had NASCAR-style qualifying. As I mentioned, as we drop the hammer of this race, giving you the lineup, Alasko, the 20-year-old racer out of Huffman, Texas, has his Outlaw chassis digging like Darrell Waltrip tonight.
Blake, a little bit more single-file racing here in heat race number 2. And just as I say that, Kelly Lockey looking to the inside. You think the racetrack's starting to already slick off? I know this place tends to be topside dominant. What do you feel about it, Blake?
Well, everybody seems to be running middle of the top groove. It looks like it's starting to slick off a little bit. Nobody's tried to stay tucked down on the tires. Top side is definitely the fastest way around the track.
You got to roll that outside with reckless abandon. It's right on the edge. That's for sure. The 87, you saw him get a little cattywampus there, but he's able to keep that straightaway speed at bay. So we continue on, Nick, into 1.
Chris Davis right now, your fastest car on the racetrack. No surprise, a 16.742 second time for Chris Davis. That was his last lap and his best lap. So the 87J getting faster and faster as we come to 2 to go, Zachary.
James Thompson slipped. He hit a banana peel right there in the 3 and 4. Slipped up the racetrack. He nearly made some contact there. And I think he may have problems. I didn't get a look. Oh, and he gets some contact there from Homeyer.
We were 3 wide off of turn number 4 all the way down the front stretch. The guy getting the short end of that stick, unfortunately, is Puddin' Tang. Dylan Alasko. He's coming under fire from Kelly Lockey in turn number 3. The white flag is out. Zachary, bring us home.
Final time, and it turns 1 and 2. The number 87J driving Johnny Gossel's motorsports machine a lot this year, but now in this 87J car for the final time. Typically drives off of 4. The Crandall, Texas racer takes the victory.
Chris Davis with the top spot. Zach, the leader out front, but it will not be the shotgun heads-up kind of start we've gotten used to here at Heart of Texas Speedway.
Yeah. These guys had to be on their toes last year, and it was a lot of cat and mouse being played, and I'm not sure everybody was really used to that kind of deal. So anyhow, that's good to know, Nick. As down the back straightaway, Jason Cook trying to throttle to the inside of the Tommy Mercer Motorsports L100 Outlaw chassis. That car right there went door-to-door with Whitehead for the entirety of 50 laps distance of this year's 2,500 to win SmackDown at Texarkana 67 with Chris Hennigan behind the wheel again.
Steve Cherry going to lead lap number 1. He's off in the turn number 1 once again. Oh, we've got one up off the racetrack. That is the 6 car. That's Alex Williams coming to a stop off of turn number 2. And we are going to bring out the no-go logo here. The yellow light going to come on here at Heart of Texas Speedway for the first time in
last. But on the final turn through 3 and 4, Graham disposed of him and beat him by half a cat's whisker as we get this one back underway off of 4 here live on RaceOnTexas.com. Into 1. Here comes Winnigan, Chris Hennigan.
We're gonna woe him up, Zach. Sorry to step on you, brother. That was not what we wanted. They started going over into turn number 3, and I know that we talked about this in the drivers' meeting. We have to wait on Kevin Fry. We're going to be starting off of turn number 4 every restart, so we're going to woe these guys up, re-rack them, and recycle them. The lights are back out. We're going to get back underway. I still think it's a little bit early. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he may get the fry lock.
Kevin going to wave him the green. We're going to go with it, and it's going to be Steve Cherry with a quick lap time right now of 16.705 seconds around the High Bank quarter mile oval here at Heart of Texas Speedway.
Well, Cherry's he's got him on top right now, that's for sure. He's digging around the Heart of Texas Speedway here at Elm Mott. Down the front straightaway. Here comes my boy. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, shock on, shock off there. Jason Cook about cooking the right rear of the L100 to win again, Chris Hennigan.
Chris Hennigan sliding Cook up the racetrack a little bit. Cook getting into the outside retaining wall. Dylan Moss now in the 4th position. Look coming up in the top. Oh, and Moss off the pace. Dylan Moss into the infield.
Here comes Chris Hennigan. He'll punch the time clock. He'll smash the loud pedal. Work to the inside of the 9. Or 810 of Cherry. Cherry will stay strong on the outside of the racetrack. They'll smash the throttle again. Here comes Chris Hennigan for the race lead. Not enough.
Hennigan, Cherry going door-to-door down into turn number 1. Hennigan trying the bottom, sliding up middle groove off of turn number 2. Cherry had the run off the top, now leading him down the back straightaway deep into turn number 3.
All the while, Pork Chop, Kenneth Chamberlain, Nick off of turn number 4 has reeled, and he is dealing from the tail, working on the 504 of Jason Cook. And here comes Hennigan once again for the race lead. We got a good one brewing here in heat race number 4 of the night here at the Heart of Texas Speedway.
They are double file, 2 rows deep. Ladies and gentlemen, into turn number 3, we're going to have 2 to go this time around. It's Winnigan, Chris Hennigan on the bottom of the racetrack. Once again, Zach, we're nearly 3 wide right behind him. Jason Cook, Pork Chop, Chamberlain getting hung out to dry, man. Chop going to drop a few spots.
That is the absolute wild herd right here. It's a hornet's nest. The 70 of Chop is receiving pressure now from Heisenberg. Breaking battle of the competition. Oh, and Heisenberg just slipped over to the top there with the white flag is out. We'll see if Steve Cherry can hold off Hennigan. This is where Hennigan typically pulls the lever down and goes to work for the final time. Down the back straightaway in the 3-4. Can he do it? Nick or Blake, we're about to find out for the final time in the 3-4. Hennigan's all around the hub.
1 set of corners to go. Hennigan right down the bottom of the racetrack. The Lone Star going to be out this time around. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not going to be enough. Steve Cherry with the win. Hennigan in 2nd. How about 3rd spot, boys? Thomas Downey coming from the 8th position to crack the podium.
For you.
I still love you.
Hey, how about Cody Dixon really turning over the wick as of late in the Parker League Project number 10 car? Score to win his first one ever to Grayson County Speedway in Bells, Texas. He'll get ready to put his foot through the firewall and get this party back started. He'll light the candles. We're underway.
David Leach construction heat race number 4 underway, and Nate Dixon going to lead him off into turn number 1. I tell you what, if you start on the pole, you really want to win this thing. With passing points being the name of the game, you don't want to drop any further back than you already are. But look at Weston Abbey, already up to 2nd spot off the outside of the 3rd row. Blake, the Abbey kids, the Abbey anybody's, anytime you see an Abbey on the racetrack, that's the car you want to look out for.
Abbey now coming off the bottom of turn number 2. He's going to drag race the number 10 machine of Dixon down the back straightaway down into turn number 3. Abbey riding the bottom now up to the middle of the corner as they roll off of turn number 4, door-to-door, battling for the lead down the straightaway.
Not too shabby as Weston Abbey. He'll work to the back bumper of the number 10 for the race lead. Dixon keeping it hung out high, wide, and handsome there off the exit, smashes the throttle through the firewall. Into 3, continues to hold the 77 of Weston Abbey, the youngster at bay. Of course, brother Jeffrey Abbey competed in last year's Camping World Truck Series event at the Eldora, Rossburg, Ohio Oval, the Eldora Speedway. We'll see what he has. Last year he did.
That was Jeffrey.
Yeah, I said Jeffrey. I said his brother.
Gotcha.
Down the back straightaway, Weston Abbey into turn number 3, all over, smelling the fuel cell of the 10, about to burn the eyebrows. The 77 going to work down to the inside. Can he take the race lead to the line? No. The outside line still working to the advantage of the number 10 of Cody Dixon. Oh, my goodness. Cameron Cook throwing a haymaker in the 3 and 4.
Halfway home that time, ladies and gentlemen. 4 down and 4 to go. Nate Dixon still doggedly hanging on to that top spot. We've got Weston Abbey all over the bumper coming into turn number 3. Blake, this is some of the closest quarters racing action we've seen all night long. What do you think about it, brother?
That's definitely some great racing. Weston Abbey coming from 6th place now, running up to 2nd. He's going to try the bottom side once again, all over the left rear quarter panel. Now back to the back bumper of Dixon. They're going to roll down into the top side of turn number 3. Here comes Abbey off of turn number 4, trying the bottom side of Dixon as they race into turn 1.
Door to door to turn number 1, Zach. 2 laps to go that time by at the flag stand. That's Weston Abbey's best run off the bottom of turn number 2.
He's got a really good bite there, right to the center. You can win races around the middle point of this racetrack while you can contend with that high line momentum. You know you've got a good piece. Imagine if they were to swap lines of 77, just may possibly check out, but hey, that's the cars that he has built right now. Will continue to go to work. He's all over the back bumper to the number 10, continues down the back straightaway, crossing the Heart O Texas Speedway logo. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Off of 4, he'll use the low line. Dixon up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. Down the front straightaway, Dixon's going to win it. What a race, Nick Robbins.
Absolutely. Zach Clark, Nate Dixon, and the Parker Lee Project number 10 machine going to pick up the win in David Leach Construction Heat Race number 4 Factory Stocks. Weston Abbey gave it his best, had a great run coming across the line in Justin Holt on the outside, Anthony Simsick, Aaron Allen, row number 4, Jeff White, James Schoenrock, row number 5. We're going live.
Oh, baby. And 3 wide, live at 5. Into turns number 1 and 2, and they don't like that too much. Or they like it, and they don't want any more of it, though. Down the back straightaway, the only one that liked it was Abbey.
Jeffrey Abbey making it 3 wide already, hanging on to that 3rd spot. Billy Measel going to lead lap number 1, Zach.
Billy Mazzell, the former ARCA Series racer with the best finish, the 2nd at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Asphalt Racetrack back in 1992. But anyway, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's going to be the 50-year-old, or the 50, the driver of the Timeouts Gentlemen Club M50 Heavy Haul, the 56-year-old veteran. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. You can just Google Billy Mazzell's name and a lot of interesting stuff will pop up. He is undoubtedly one of the best, the 2-time reigning track champion, or the 2-time track champion of Boot Hill in 2011 and 12.
Right now, I'm just wondering if anybody's distracted by the number on the car in 2nd place, the 38 Double D rolling around here. I got to talk to Rodney about that after this is over. That's the same Rodney White that picked up the win last year for $10,000 at this very event. Rodney White pulling double duty this weekend right now, running Billy Measel down in the 50 car.
He likes it. He's feeling it tonight. Caught underneath the collar off at turn number 4. Going to smell the tail tank of the number 50 for the race lead. He's going to push him and shove him into turns number 1 and 2. Billy Mazzell. How about this? One of the good, heartfelt stories in our sport. He suffered a very serious heart attack not even 2 years ago. Had to sit out from behind the wheel. This is only his 4th start back after suffering a major heart attack. To God be the glory. Billy Mazzell's able to get out here and do what he loves to do.
Getting it done right now in KMO Music Heat Race number 5. Jeffrey Abbey and Rodney White got a great one going on for a 2nd spot. Sitting in 4th right now. Oh, there's a shot in the shorts. Ryan Hopkins, your 5-time and defending factory stock point champion here at Heart O Texas Speedway. We're coming to 2 to go, Zach.
Sooner or later, Rodney White may run out of patience. I'm not sure as he continues to open up that lower line for the 77, but that outside line momentum, watch him down. Here he comes. He's going to cross under. Will he be able to have enough momentum to throw the slider? No, he won't. He'll have to check the brakes and the throttle, and he'll open up the door for the 77 to fit it to the outside. What a move by Jeffrey Abbey. That's why Abbey gets paid the bucks in the 1. For the final time, this is a good one.
Absolutely, Zach. It is a great one. Jeffrey Abbey going to make the move on Rodney White for 2nd spot. Got one more shot, Blake, as we come into turn number 3 for the final time. Measel up top, Abbey on the bottom. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Billy Measel with the win. Rodney White going to get back around for 2nd spot.
He damn near crossed all the way from the top of the elevator all the way to the dang basement and tried to get that win.
That was a good one right there, brother.
See his young gun, Bubba McEachern. Inside over number 3 to be J.D. Nina out of Golston, Texas in the 76. Jaron Herring, the 21H. And the lights are going to go out. Herring was the pole sitter at this year's 10,000 win King of the Hill event. Jonathan Stewart from Kilgore to the Big O Trucking number 29. Mighty Mike Wells, the 2-time 67 Speedway track champion. Joe O'Brien and Tommy Williams in 151K. This year's 2nd place finisher to Craig Oaks and the Factory 50. As lights are out into 3 and 4, off of 4 for the first time to the line. Shaw is sinking like an anchor. And I had to hold my breath for a second. In the 1 here, Blake off of 2 down the back straightaway. Herring in 3rd, going to work on 2nd of McEachern. So they roll off at turn number 4, out front with the lead. It's a 17 machine, holding on to the top spot here early on of Jess Shepard, the Waco, Texas racer. as a 100. This is going to be a big shot of confidence for Bubba McEachern. The behind the wheel of this outlaw car for the first time in his racing career for Tommy Mercer out of West Monroe, Louisiana. McEachern been able to get more rides than you can find at the state fair here in the last year or so, as he is not owning and racing his own equipment here in the 2018 season. Scored a third, unfortunately suffered a disqualification in this year's 10,000 win King of the Hill at the Boot Hill Speedway, but he definitely showed out with 130 of the best factory stock drivers in the region. He'll look to do the same this weekend with everything laying on the line for the Houghton Racer, as the 21H, who was the pole sitter to that event, goes to work in third.
I tell you what, Zachary, a lot of these guys pulling double duty this weekend. Jeff Shepard leading this thing. That's the same Jeff Shepard that is running the 17 Cam Chassis Limited Southern Sport Mod here this weekend. He's also runner-up in point standings right here at Heart O Texas Speedway. 2 wins on the season, the most recent coming last night in the Manufacturers Champion race.
He was fantastic last night. He and the 44 Kel Westover put on an absolute display as he is continuing to hold back. Here comes Bubba McEachern down the front straight away in the turn number 1 at the flags end. He was all over the tail tank. Shepard feels the pressure now, but a bottle that top opens up the door for the Royal Purple Synthetic Oil Grease and Tech Cells Outlaw Chassis Elite Best Indian Power Plant underneath the hood, built by Chuck Priestley. That 21H for the Viner Texan Jared Herring. And McEachern can't get the job done. Final time, Nick in the 1.
In the turn number 1 down the front stretch, Jeff Shepard still out front. Bubba McEachern all over the tail tank or the rear bumper as we come back into turn number 2 down the back straight for the final time into turn number 3. Shepard only got to hang on for one more set of corners. Looks like he's going to take the win, but McEachern on the bottom of the racetrack. No! Shepard with the win. McEachern in second. Third spot going to go to Jared Herring.
It appears that you can still make mistakes up there on the top because you're carrying so much momentum that there's a little bit of give there. Like, you can make a mistake and you can make up for it, as that outside line momentum is so powerful.
Hashtag.
He went from the pole to last in about a corner.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, to do that, that's impressive. That's skill.
Yeah, he didn't wreck everybody else. It was pretty skillful. off of 4. We're underway in this one. Hey, I didn't make mention in that previous race that Tommy Williams came from dead last to finish 4th. He had a very strong run. As we send them down the back straightaway, here comes flying Ryan Powers. Ryan Powers. How about one of the breakout driver of the year candidates for the Heart O Texas region for Race on Texas, the blue and orange letter 101A out of deep area, going 3 wide down the front straightaway. That's Greg Atwood with the Parker Lead Project 630. Philip Smith with Cundiff around the hub.
Boy, Smith right to the middle of the racetrack, Blake, and it's making it. Oh, and they get together. Philip Smith and a 101 of Greg Atwood, and Smith going to go around in turn number 3. Looks like we're going to stay green. Oh, someone getting the black flag.
Cundiff.
Tracy Cundiff getting the black rag that time.
We're underway here. Not yet, though.
Not yet. Looks like the green flag going to come out. Kevin Fry going to send them on their way. And Shane Pretty, Blake, with a great jump into turn number 1.
Pretty going to lead the field down through 1 and 2. But here comes Powers on the top side of turn number 2. Herring going to fall right behind him now down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. Powers rocking the top side. Pretty leading the pack off of turn number 4.
I tell you what, Dusty Cahote coming out of the back of the pack, running 4th right now. Some passing points being earned here tonight, boys. We are really slicing and dicing our way through the field as Philip Smith working his way back up from the back of the pack in the 630 machine right now, sitting 6th on the racetrack. Off of turn number 4, looking to the outside of Dalton Faulkner. Not going to be enough that time around. Back through turns 1 and 2. Your leader still Shane Pretty out of Merkel, Texas in the 77X machine off of turn number 4. Oh, Pretty nearly losing the handle on it. We got 2 cars together. And Philip Smith coming to like a short drop and a sudden stop there as Dustin Cahote was running in the 4th spot. Got tangled up with Dalton Faulkner in West Southern Nationals. Blake Andrews, we are going green off of turn number 4, brother.
Pretty now going to lead the pack down the front straightaway. Powers choosing the top side on that restart. He's going to pitch it down into the top of turn number 1. Herring trying the bottom of turn number 2, but it will not be enough. He's going to fall in line down the back straightaway. We got a battle going on 4th place, the number 27 of Faulkner. Sideways, some contact off of turn number 4 for the number 4 spot. Faulkner and Pretty going to lead him back down into turn number 3. Here comes the R12 of Powers. Pretty pushing off of turn number 4. Powers closing the gap. Herring now right behind him as they fall in line 1, 2, 3 to the top side of turn number 1.
You can throw a blanket over those top 3 cars, Blake. It's some good racing down the back chute into turn number 3. A little bit of a shot in the shorts there, Zachary, from the 222. Ryan Powers now loose. Shane Pretty loose off the exit, Blake.
Here they go, taking the white flag. 7 down, 1 to go. Pretty going to hang on for 4 more corners. Powers is going to have a straightaway in 2 more corners to see what he's got. Herring waiting patiently back in 3rd.
Final time into turn number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it is going to be Shane Pretty going to take the Lone Star flag. Ryan Powers in 2nd, and Jamie the Jet Herring bringing the Triple Deuce home in 3rd. I tell you what, boys, that one ended up being a barn burner. A good battle there for the 2nd spot. Shane Pretty had to be careful in the exit of turn number 4. Zach, that 77X started to step out just a little bit. Holds on for the win after starting on the pole, so he'll get the finishing points. 2nd spot, like I said, going to Ryan Power, 100. Zachary, heat race number 1. Sponsored by Good Towing. Get ready to go live off of turn number 4.
Wowzers, this is an absolute star-studded affair. Murderer's Row from top to the bottom. From the pole position will be Dustin Butcher, the 5-time track champion of the South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi, Texas. Will smash the throne of the Cottrell Racing Church's chicken number 90. He'll lead them off the turn number 2, down the back straightaway with a hungry herd. Down the back straightaway, here comes the 511, the reigning IMCA Southern Sport Bond National Champion of Corey Williams in the 3. And off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway into turn number 1 on the opening lap, it's going to be Butcher, who's got the meat cleaver out over smashing the competition. And here comes Whitehead around the outside, driving the RaceOnTexas.com special Sun Timber A&T Delivery Foam Pros Thompson Motorsports 36J. Down the back straightaway, Chris Hennigan has to skate underneath the machine that got in the retaining wall there as we head off of 4.
That was Brad Ball getting sideways in the 78 machine. Steve Whitaker Jr. and Chris Hennigan both getting around. I tell you what, Zach, those guys got a long way to go in the back of the field. Dustin Butcher out front, Whitehead up to 2nd.
Whitehead working his way up to 2nd, a little bit of contact there over turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Here comes the Carbon Texas racer, Dave Tucker. Dave Tucker going to go back to work and go to the outside. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now as Whitehead tries to reel in the 90K of Butcher. Butcher, $5,000 winner 2 years ago at the South Texas Speedway, his home racetrack. As they come off of 4, down the front straightaway into 1. It's 77 continue to hold on here into turn number 3 of Brandon Miller. It's Miller time, holding back the 95 of Lightning McQueen. For the Carbon Texas racer, one of the fan favorites for the kids, the 95 of Dave Tucker.
Absolutely. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, watching at home, Dustin Butcher walking the dog on him here in heat race number 1. Justin Whitehead, not a slow car, just a little bit too.
Side 3rd row, the number 58 of Sid Kiffin. Just ahead outside the number 24 of Jake Upchurch. Inside 4th row, we have R.J. Stroman in the 88 machine.
Garrett Rawls on the outside. Casey Huggins and Braden Wyatt make up row number 5. Southern Sass Photography heat race number 2 underway. And look at the front. It's Jimmy Day taking the lead off the outside. Oh, we're going to bring that one back. Bringing that.
Ride alligators for fun.
Yeah, right now, boy.
Rothgar. We'll get ready to smash the throttle and get this one back underway. Is that old Egbert on the front row?
It is.
Who come out in 2015 with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wrap. And always has a nice looking race car. This year, though, he's just clean in number 78. How about the $5,000 winner of this year's Battle of Boot Hill, who put on a clinic, one of the best IMCA Sport Bond races I've seen in a long time. It's Jimmy Day off of 4 with the lead.
Jimmy Day again around the outside on that start. Zach Eric Luttrell in 2nd spot. Shane Hebert trying to get around the 78 of Egbert. He'll do it off the bottom of turn number 2. Hebert up to 3rd. Here comes the kid, Sid Kiffin in the 58 machine.
Look, if you want to win this race this weekend, you can't really come here to make friends. The move that Hebert just made, you see the right rear quarter panel? It looks like Bobby Pierce has driven that thing tonight. But nonetheless, you're going to not really give anything, and you might not take a whole lot either. Frustration meters may get a little pegged out tonight, but you got to be a little hot under the collar at times to get this win this weekend. Once again, you're not coming here to pick up friends.
That's right. We're here to win $11,000 as we barrel back off into turn number 1. Now down the backstretch into turn number 3. Jimmy Day still out front. A quick lap time of 15.359 here in Southern Sass Photography heat race number 2. Luttrell in the 2nd spot. Shane Hebert holding down 3rd.
I mean, what are the odds again that you'll see the same driver? Like if you make a bold move and slide up, like he slid up on the 78. I'm not sure. Look, I'm not saying it was dirty. I'm just saying that I don't know that Shane would have made that move on Trevor. He and Trevor have raced with one another a lot over the years. Shane knows that he has to slide up in front and take advantage of the mistake the 77 gave him. But nonetheless, if you had to give him the room, the 77 to use that outside line momentum to go right back by. Shane's a smart racer. He has to get what he can get. 78 may go talk with him after the race and say, hey, man, what was that about? Hey, man, we're racing for $11,000 this weekend. This guy, he picked up the win at Boot Hill last weekend. Very versatile racer. The 2001 Silver Crown, USAC Silver Crown champion, Paul White from Temple, Texas. And, well, he's not going to be able to lead the field. They make some contact in the 1. Here comes the post-Texas racer. Here comes Dustin Robinson. And they go 3 wide for the race lead off a 2 down the back straight. Oh, Dustin Robinson bit the concrete. But he says, you know what? I am on the mission to the lead, and he has got the mission completed off of turn number 4. The 10 going to go to the top spot.
Zach, you got to think some damage, though, to the right side of the 10 car. That was a lick on the concrete. And I tell you what, I speak from experience. You're going to run into that stuff, it's going to win every time. You're not going to win a fight with the wall. And Dustin Robinson still leading. Look at him walking away. 15.735, the quick time right now.
You know when Terry Labonte got into, Gellern Hurt got into Labonte at Bristol back in 1997? Yeah, that's what Paul White just did there. A little bit of shake and bake, a little bit of a shot in the shorts. Wow, lap times dropping underneath the 15-second bracket. I mean, I'm telling you right now.
Sontag all over the back bumper of Groves off of turn number 4. They're going to race now 3 wide until Sontag jumps over the cushion. Here comes Jane Honich in the 777 machine, door-to-door with Groves down the back straightaway. They're going to battle for third. Here comes Sontag. Looking out the bottom of turn number 4. They're going to drag race 3 wide past the flag stand. Groves coming out on top as they race down into turn number 1. Rolling off to the bottom of number 2. Here's the 777 of Honich taking away the third spot from Groves. They're going to beat and bang down into turn with number 3. Sontag on the bumper of Groves. Honich now checking out from the rest of the field.
You want to talk about checking out, Blake. Look at your leader, Dustin Robinson, out front right now, a lap time of 14.887 seconds. We got 2 laps to go here in 517 Designs Heat Race number 3. And I don't know if the tack on the smack on the wall maybe tweaked it a little bit to make it better, but Robinson showed him the way right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the car was just that good. He showed it early, and he is absolutely G-O-N-E. He gone with the win. We'll see you later. Dirty Dancing out front, Patrick Swayze style. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway in the 3. And he'll head to turn. I mean, I'm telling you, he absolutely took his competition to the woodshed and bent him over his lap and gave him an old butt whooping. Off of 4, the 10 of Dustin Robinson takes the victory, and he got to be grinning ear to ear there. The 2001 USAC Silver Crown National Champion of Paul White and 65 from Temple will grab the bridesmaids honors.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen some quick cars tonight. Nobody got anything for Dustin Robinson, a full 3/10.
The Swan Song season here, ready to wrap up for him here for the Hoosier Tire Southwest Southern Sport Mod Nationals. Not the start that the 17 of Shepherd was necessarily looking for. As I don't think they like that start. We'll re-rack them and stack them. Not particularly liking the start there was your flag.
Great lady.
She had me thriving a few years ago. Off of turn number 4, we're underway. Off of 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Don Painter from the pole position in this one, Nicholas, as Brandon Kinney, though. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Who killed Kenny? Not this one. This Kenny right out front, holding on to the race lead in command. The Boom Test World Service Ramirez Racing Chassis. Ramirez Motorsports 21 out front with the lead. A power run to the outside. 12 of Gary Fox. Had a hard time telling from my vantage point. The 58 here, or 56 of Brock Bowen. Here comes Double B. Brock Bowen to the inside for 4th. Can't get the job done. He'll stay on the loud pedal. That slips up there off the exit. Brandon Kinney gone with the win like Dustin Robinson was.
The wild man out of the bustling suburb of Fannin, Texas, driving the innovative racing chassis number 56. 6 wins on the season at South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi. Looking underneath for 4th spot. The car takes a weird plow through turn number 4. Bowen going to hang on to the 5th spot right now. Your fastest lap time, obviously going to be your leader. Brandon Kinney with a 15.067 second time.
Brandon Kinney brought himself a hot rod here, ready for 11,000 pennies. Into turn number 1 and 2. A little bit more than that, isn't it?
No, it's a lot more than that, but it's okay. I still love you.
I know. Into turn number 3, the 21B of Brandon Kinney. He is gone with the win once again. He had picked up some positions early in last year's main event when the track seemingly was locked down, and I think that he may have had the best car in the main event, but just got up to the certain point in that race, Nick, where he just couldn't advance any further, but definitely disposed of the competition that he could early on in that race, and definitely proved to be a factor all weekend long after winning the All-Star race as well.
Absolutely. Got a good battle still going on for 4th spot. It's Brock Bowen in the 56, along with the 12 car of Gary Fox. Fox hanging on to the spot right now. Bowen trying to run him down in the 56 machine, the innovative racing chassis. Once again, one of only 3 in existence. Bowen with a good run down in the turn number 3. Just has to get the minders a little bit too hard. Fox going to have that high side momentum. Zach off of 4.
Fox continues to trot as he tries to reel in Shepherd. As off the 4 to the final time of the checker flag shown from flagman Kevin Fry. He fries the competition here, as a matter of fact. The 21B of Brandon Kinney, he dominates and gets the job done. Jeff Shepherd grabs the 2nd spot in a commanding fashion over the number 12 of Gary Fox. And 4th will go to the Fannin, Texas youngster of Brock Bowen of the innovative racing chassis. Here we go, Blake.
Hurd going to lead the field down into turn number 3 and rolling off the corner. Breesy with a great jump off the start. He's going to beat him to the stripe. The number 18 Machina Smith down on the bottom of Hurt as they race down into turn number 2. Smith pulling ahead in a second now down the back straightaway. Hurt following in line.
Well, they'll continue on into one, into 1 and 2, and off of 2 down the back straightaway. And heat race number 5 of the night of the caution flag will wave. Right in front of me. Sense of humor because I got some crazy bugs crawling over me right there.
Lights are out, boys. We're going green off of 4. It's going to be the 511 going to lead them to it. Actually, it's a 31. Excuse me. That's Chase Breesy out front.
The Breeze. Chase Breesy, the former South Texas Shootout winner of the South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi back in 2014. He came from 20th position to get that win that night. Off of turn number 4, that was in the pure stocks. Off of 4 down the front straightaway here in the limited modifieds. IMC Southern Sport Mods tonight. Into 1, he hustles and bustles off of turn number 2 with the race lead in car number 31. Heading down the back straightaway, Cody Smith, the Kaufman, Texas racer with the Vato chassis. Mark Marine, number 18, holds on to the bridesmaids. As we come off of 4, Blake Andrews, here we go.
Breesy gonna lead him off the corner. Hurt a little loose off of 4, now trying to make some ground on the 18, Essa Smith. He's falling back after starting on the pole. They're going to fall in line now down the back straightaway, spaced out a couple of car lengths apart.
15.477, the quick time right now for the Breeze. Chase Breesy around the racetrack in the 131 machine, leading the way right now. Smith still hanging on to that second spot. Third spot belongs to your pole setter, Brian Hurd, out of Hobbs, New Mexico. The top 2, though, really starting to pull away from the rest of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Into turn number 1 is still Breesy out front. The second spot still belongs to the 18S of Cody Smith, the Kaufman, Texas racer. About 2 car lengths separating as we come into turn number 3. 2 to go this time at the line, Blake.
Smith now rolling hard off the top of turn number 4, all over the back bumper of Breesy. He's going to try the bottom side off of turn number 1. He's sliding up the track off of turn 2. Breesy with a run off the cushion. He's going to gap him now down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Smith rolling back up to the high side, but Breesy with a good 2 car lengths. We got 1 lap to go. White flag in the air. Smith going to try top side of turn 1, up onto the cushion. Breesy having to check up off of turn number 2. They're nose to tail now down the back straightaway, down into turn number 3. Here comes Smith on the bottom of Breesy. They're going to be door-to-door. Smith goes sideways, open himself around into the tire. Breesy is going to walk away with heat number 5.
And Cody Smith got to be sick in the cockpit of the 18S machine right now.
Wow.
Was without a doubt the fastest car on the racetrack.
To pick up some passing points. So once again, Wayne Milton on the front row from Caddo Mills. He'll get on the throttle and get this one underway. Off of 4, we're underway. Into 1. Milton will lead the herd. He'll go to the top side. He'll push. He'll open up the door, and they try to go 3 wide. They thought better of it, though. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Look at this. Derek Grigsby from the tail just got the Walmart special for 2 for the price of 1. I thought he almost got 3 or 4 of them. And off of 4, leading lap number 1, the Caddo Mills, Texas racer. They're 3 and 4 wide down the front straightaway again. My goodness gracious. Hold the phone. Into 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Just as quick as Derek Grigsby in the 69 disposed of 2. He is about to get shuffled and maybe go back to the rear of the deck here. But off of 4, Milton receiving pressure for the top spot by the 1.
Huge battle starting to shape up for the lead. Zach out front right now. It is the 18 machine. Look at Grigsby coming back from the back of the pack. He's up to 6th spot on the racetrack right now, ladies and gentlemen, off of turn number 4.
Yeah, he got 2 for the price of 1 again, so he's got the Walmart special times twice in this race. As they continue on down the back straightaway. Singing full song, going at it full throat in the 3, and off of turn number 4, the 18M of Wayne Milton out front with the lead. The 1 machine of Keith Martin. Holding on to a pretty well here, Nick, off of 2 down the back straightaway.
Wayne Melton and Keith Martin pretty much neck and neck for the top spot. Their nose to tail through turns number 3 and 4. A 15.299 for Melton, a 15.235 for Martin.
The multi-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, the former Tootsie Smith Memorial winner, and finally got the win at Texas Motor Speedway that he had been hunting and seeking for his entire career. Been racing since 2001 when he began in street stocks at the old Boot Hill Speedway. Off of 4, down the front straightaway with 2 laps to go. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, had punched the time clock and went to work, and now he is relegated back here. Continues to roll in the 6th position. As here comes the SG1, the Wesley Cumming Motorsports entry down the front straightaway. Last season, Justin Shaw piloted this car to a top 5 finish here in the Hoosier Tire Southwest Southern Nationals as he sets his sights again on the 18M of Wayne Milton, the Caddo Mills Texan, for the final time in the 3 and 4. And off of 4, was able to separate himself for the final time to the checkered flag from Kevin Fry. Wayne Milton, your winner. Second, we'll go to the 517 designs by Jeff Moore, number 1.
Big win going to the 8. Live with Swift Springs Heat Race number 7. Zach, bring us to the green, brother.
Eric Thorne, the Baytown Bullet out of Baytown, Texas, jumping the O.C. Jackson Racing and Power Dust Devil chassis number 260, gets on the loud pedal and gets this one underway here at the Heart O Texas Speedway in Waco. Into turn number 1, he'll hold the hub. He has no choice. If he slides up, he'll make some contact. And well, everybody, he'll slide up. And nonetheless, the outside pole sitter does make a little bit of contact, and Eric better get up top and start protecting, or is that bottom line starting to pay fruition? Here he comes on the outside. The 47 going to take over the race lead in turns 1 and 2. The 43 rather of Robbie Edwards, looking like Carl, down the back straightaway. Into 3, now sliding up, but still leaving that outside line, that lane just a tad bit higher for the taking. Finally, Eric Thorne gets up and starts to protect Blake into 1.
Thorne trying to get up there and run the top side, ladies and gentlemen. The car may not be very comfortable up there as Edwards blazing a trail and starting to pull away on heat race number 7. You've got the 5 car, Dustin Mooney out of Forney, Texas. Oh, and Aramandia goes around with a complete 360 and keeps it rolling. We're going to bunch him up behind him, but that was a heck of a save there by Aramandia.
Yeah, he saved it, but that was a wild one. I think that would have made Sean White happy. Into turn number 3, the 5W of John O. Whittington, the Viter Texas racer with the Royal Purple Synthetic Oil. Showtime signs, Reinhardt trucking of the 5W, working his way down the front straightaway, sawing on the wheel of the Autism Awareness 5W. He crossed underneath the checkers at this year's Boot Hill Speedway Battle of Boot Hill for $5 grand, was disqualified at a racetrack that he wants to win more than any other. Came to Boot Hill 2 weeks ago in his Louisiana late model and scored second in the main event. But the 2-time TMS World Dirt Track Championship winner is all over the tail, taking the number 5 for the 3rd spot. Here comes John O. Whittington.
John O. Whittington started dead last in his heat race, guys. Started in the back. Blake, we're coming to 2 to go off of 4.
Here comes Whittington on the bottom, trying the bottom side of Mooney to move up to 3rd place. Mooney following in line of the 260 of Thorne, waiting patiently. Thorne a little squirrely mid-corner. Mooney up top, running on the cushion. Whittington gonna drive in hard to the top at turn number 3. We got 1 lap to go as the number 43 of Robbie Edwards crosses the stripe.
Robbie Edwards looking like cousin Carl. Off the down the back straightaway. The 260 of the Baytown Bullet started off a little wobbly. It opened the door for Robbie. So Edwards will roll off of turn number 4 to the All Texas checkered flag by Kevin Fry. Robbie Edwards dominates after he gets one of the 260 of Thorne, who holds off the advances and gets second over the number 5 machine of Brent.
It was Dustin Mooney. Dustin Mooney in 3rd spot. I'll tell you what, Zach, Eric Thorne had his hands full. He had to feel the pressure from both Mooney.
Into the field here in heat race number 8.
Go ahead.
Tupper now going to lead the field down off of turn number 4. We got the green flag in the air. Heat race number 8 underway. Swinson now going to try the bottom with a slider going up off the turn to number 2. Little open McCulloch going to hold on to 2nd. Tupper going to lead him.
Tupper leads the field back into turn number 1. Marcus Maklachek in 2nd spot. A good battle for the 3rd position right now as we go down the backstretch into turn number 3. Gonna complete lap number 2 in heat race number 8. David Leach Construction, heat race sponsor this go around. It's Greg Frazier up to 3rd spot. Frazier out of Joshua, Texas, started outside the 3rd row. Already made his way all the way up to the top 3. Battling on the podium right now. Passing points once again, the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Frazier with a basket full of them as we come into turn number 1. It's still the 23 JR of Cliff Tupper, your leader. Marcus Maklachek in 2nd spot of the 03 car. Greg Frazier a couple car lengths back. I'll tell you what, the battle is heating up for the top spot as we come into turn number 1.
Now we got a 3-car battle brewing for 4th. We got the 30th Swinton, the 4R, rolling in a 766 of Pretty. We're going to go nose to tail now down the back straightaway, down into turn number 3. Swinton on the top. Here comes rolling on the bottom. Going to try door-to-door off of turn number 4. It is not going to be enough. Here comes Pretty now. Going to try to take away 5th place. He's going to go up the track onto the cushion off of turn number 2. Rolling with a run off the bottom, falling in line as your leaders are coming across the stripe now. The number 23 of Tupper. 2 laps to go.
Tupper says, hey, who's serving supper? He'll smash the lap pedal down the back straightaway. There's 90K of Dustin Butcher.
That's Chris Swinson in the 30 machine. Swinson going around to the bottom of turn number 4.
Hey, it might have fit. Does that look like Dustin's car, though? Even though the event in the limited modifieds, his son Cody, who was a rookie that year, won the factory stock portion of that event. A huge win for father and son. His father, Cliff Tupper Jr., takes the enviro of that car and is automotive and towing close running service number 1 and 2. And a slight job for the race lead. Tupper tries to check the throttle and turn back down underneath it, but he can't get the job done. Will return to Frazier. Trying to give Frazier a shot in the shorts, but hey, baby, it's Greg Frazier right in front of the field. Oh, boy. He was coming around, got assisted when he was all
Yeah,
around.
there was definitely some assistance there. Marcus Maklachek helping the 23M around, the 23JR.
We try not to get too much in judgment calls or speculate, but it appeared to you that he just finished him off, that maybe Tupper was already maybe stepping out a little bit. Here, the 4R Kevin Rowland, he's the good KR. But Kevin Rowland here, he won the TMS World Dirt Track Championship at Texas in 2016. But I'm telling you, when I say half a cat's whisker, he barely, I'm telling you, him and Nick Clickenbeard had a fierce, raging battle to the line that night. And so Clickenbeard's teammate here, Greg Fraser, going to lead Kevin Rowland, who he gets second away from Marcus Maklachek. A little bit of contact there, Nick. And here comes the 911 and Josh McGay off at turn number 4.
I tell you what, boys, that's the checkered right there. It's going to be Fraser taking the win, Rowland in second, Maklachek will be third. I don't know if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, but it really...
About the proverbial favorite, I'd say, coming into this event with 17 wins on the year, the Altus, Oklahoma driver of Kel Westover. The lights are out. We're going to get underway off at turn number 4.
Green flag is out, Blake Andrews. We got a barrel off into turn number 1, and leading them to it is the 23J of Mason Jordan.
Westover looked like he was about to back that thing into the interstate down there. Don't even know how he got that thing parked to make the turn. But he is going to say, hey, I will go ahead and try to get the 2 for the price of 1. Danny Abra says, no, sir, sit down, take a seat. And the 44 has no choice but to say, yes, sir, and he'll do so, and he'll try to work the second again to Abra. Abra says no.
Boys, we were talking about that bottom line. Kel Westover making it work. He's going to go high this time in turn number 3. Look at Rodney. Oh, Rodney White just about, I'm about to pay him a compliment. The car steps out, and we hang on to 5th right now.
Yeah, I was about to give him some props as well, but you got to give him, with a move off of turn number 2 down the back straight over the 44 of Kel Westover. Last night was disqualified. Did not pump up to the compression, was a few pounds over, I hear. So, and he mentioned it in his post-race interview between Nate Sharon and a few months, and Mason Jordan right now hustling, high-side hustling around the Heart O Texas Speedway. But the proverbial favorite coming into this weekend, the Altus, Oklahoma racer with 17 wins on the year, going to go to work. They'll pull to the back bumper of the number 23, out to number 4, but he can't get the job done. 23 out front the lead of Mason Jordan.
Westover, a man on a mission, coming from 6th place, now running up to 2nd. He's all over the back bumper of the 23J of Mason Jordan as they roll up the top of turn number 4. Westover with a huge run now down the front straightaway. He's going to dive down to the bottom of the turn number 1 for a slider for the lead. Number 23J of Jordan going to cross them up. They're going to go door to door down the back straightaway.
Mason Jordan not going to go down without a fight, boys. Battling back on the bottom of the racetrack, but Westover going to have the lead coming to 2 to go. 2 more times around Heart O Texas Speedway. Kel Westover right to the cushion in the top of turn number 1. Look at the 44 machine out of Oklahoma.
Don't you have a feeling that he has something to prove after what happened here last night? He and Jeff Shepard absolutely waged war. It was a battle here in the chassis challenge last night, and unfortunately the 44 was disqualified, and I think that he has something to prove to say, you know what, I've dominated all year long in this sport mod ranks around the Arc-O-Tex and Texas region, and he wants to show that last night was no fluke, and he has been getting these wins clean and legal, and off the floor he'll take the win in commanding fashion. Kel Westover dominates.
Absolutely, what a great run for Kel Westover coming from 6th to take the win. The 44 machine out of Blair, Oklahoma, gonna take the win over the 23J of Mason Jordan.
So,
Shane Aber in it, and I said Habert, and you like punched me in the face almost.
yeah.
We're going green off of 4, boys. We've got Smiley's Racing heat race number 10 going live, and look at the 3 wide to the first corner.
Those Cajuns. Oh my goodness gracious, that's going to be a hard hit, and he saved a lot of it, but it was hard contact when they did make it, and it was hard to tell from my vantage point who the car was that made contact with this particular car. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that is the 4J of Joseph Dormus out of Springtown, Texas. I tell you what, we got 2 around over in turn number 4 as well. Looks like who is that over there in the bottom of turn number 4?
They continue to throw haymakers down there all the way into 3 and 4.
Looks like Wesley Warren and your pole setter of Tyler King out of Port Neches, Texas in the 31T.
Oh my.
Wesley Warren, the big 7, little 5.
Tyler King says, hey, I'm king. I got bankrolls in the pockets of my jeans.
There you go.
He's going to have to hold on to it when we go back green.
Unfortunately for Dormus, it looks like he's out of the race car. He's good to go, but the race car, not so much.
The good news for him is the car actually scrubbed off some speed there, but he certainly did get railroaded there in the 1
Yeah,
and 2.
yeah, and the hard part about these cars, ladies and gentlemen, it's basically it's a floater rear end, a GM 7.5.
Definitely have their safety because
hot water burn, baby.
Fire does not discriminate.
No, sir, it does not.
We'll get the party back started. We'll light the candles off for turn number 4 with Tyler King. And on the front start in the 1, Nick, we'll see if we can get a cleaner start, and we will in the 1. Here comes Adam Willis. They go 3 wide. He's on the loud pedal of that express chassis down the back straightaway.
Look at the battle shaping up for the top spot as King leads the field into turn number 3. We're 3 wide underneath him. That's Jacob Purple in a 141 trying to make it the show.
I think Perkle found the race car they stole from him in the 1 and 2.
I think you're right, Zach. I think Perkle found that bottom line we've been working up. Jacob Perkle making it work on the bottom. Look at the battle for the top spot, Zach, as we come into turn 3.
Adam Willis looking like Peyton Hillis in 2015 for the Cleveland Browns down the front straightaway. Adam Willis from 10 Mile, Louisiana. White Lightning in number 10 down the back straightaway. He's not going blind. Down the back straightaway, the 10 of Adam Willis has the race lead. He got 2 for the price of 1 a moment ago, and he is working and wheeling and dealing off of 4, the Louisiana Hot Shoe from South Louisiana on the mat tonight.
I tell you what, boys, Joe Adams in the K6 machine has worked his way up to the 2nd spot. He's battling right now with Jacob Perkle. Look at Perkle on the bottom, Blake. We talked about working that bottom side in. The moisture's coming around, and Perkle's found it out.
Adams shoving up mid-corner. Perkle gaining on him. Now on the back bumper down the front straightaway. Perkle going to try the bottom once again. Adams up on the cushion. They're going to come off turn 2, door to door, but Adams with the momentum onto the top of turn 2.
Perkle tries it underneath. He'll try to throw the slide job. He will. He'll complete the pass and drop him back down underneath. It ain't no slow Joe tonight. Joe Adams loading it up to the inside of the 141. What a race for second. They continue to wage war for the bridesmaids with this one. And down the back side of the outside line momentum pays dividends for Jacob Perkle. Jacob Perkle with many wins. Oh, and making contact with the skidder tire on the 3 and 4 was Joe Adams. Adams making significant contact and keeps us clean and green and send him through promoter school. The green stays out with Adam Willis still dominating out front in this one. Nick Robbins in the 3.
Absolutely going to be taking the white flag this time around, Zach. Adam Willis with the best lap time of the heat race, a 15.40 second lap, and he is blazing a trail around the bottom of turns 1 and 2. The driver out of 10 Mile, Louisiana, gonna put Smiley's Racing heat race number 10 in his pocket. Jacob Perkle gets one more shot at the bottom of the racetrack.
He broke the right front. He broke the right front, and so try to come to the line. He held on somehow. It doesn't look like it's broken. I'm telling you by the way he exited over there. Something wasn't right, but anyway, he held on, so it won't matter, will it? But
now the win gonna go to Willis in the 10 machine. How about Jacob Perkle, lady? The 3rd row. Dan Dave and David Leger and Brad Johnson. The field for heat race number 11 brought to you by Dirt Defender. Oh, and we are going to wad them up on the get-go.
Nate did not make any gains on that start.
No.
Wholesale positions as they go side by side with the race lead off the 2 down the back straight with a Trenton, Texas racer. And the caution will come out. We'll have to re-rack them and stack them. We'll see if Nate Gaines elects to get his spot back and if they'll award him it. But
at 281 Speedway in Stephenville, 3 wins on the season there. 3rd in points here at Heart O Texas. 2nd in points in the state of Texas. That young lady can slice and dice with the best of them as we go back green for heat race number 11.
And one thing about Taylor is she wants to be respected and looked at by all these guys. Like we look at her as a racer, not as a female or a male. She can come out here late on the line just as good with the best of the males out here. She is a 1 top flight female, and she'll roll off for 4, and she'll try to grab 2nd away with McCreary, but she still rolls that bottom. She holds on to 3rd, Nick in the 1.
She is battling with James McCreary right now for 2nd spot. They're both trying to run down your leader, Sinton, Texas racer Cody Leonard. And a look at Florio, going to grab the 2nd spot. Into turn number 3, Zachary, here we come.
Wouldn't it be something else if she's the first one to win a racer on the bottom tonight?
I would love it.
That Fat Daddy's Designs number 21 team. Here comes Taylor Florio. He'll slide up and try to take the race lead away, but Sinton says, no, I can't let it happen not yet. He'll hammer the throttle into turn number 3. The 19-year-old youngster Cody Leonard out of Sinton, Texas, trying to make the 21T sit down. The 21T of Taylor Florio. She says, hey, all right, big boy, we'll go to work. And she'll take over the top spot, but that outside line, we'll see the pace dividends. She'll try to slide up. She has a lot more laps around this racetrack, but man, she's going to stay committed to the bottom. She's not going to slide up and take that line away yet.
Zach, you hit the nail on the head. Blake, you know as well as I do, Taylor Florio got a lot of laps around this place. She's working the bottom side right now, brother. She's playing it to her advantage. What do you think's going to happen?
I think Florio's going to walk away with it. She seems to have the bottom down pretty good. She stopped shoving her nose off of turn number 4. As long as she can hold it together, Leonard's still trying to fight back up top. But how about the number 26G of J.J. Jennings coming from 5th, now running 3rd, trying to run down your 2 leaders.
I'm still going to be impressed if somehow, some way Taylor wins this heat race. I don't know if I were her track or her crew, I might tell tell her to move up on the 12 car, but she could very well make a liar of me. But I think Sinton's about to blow her doors off on that outside if he can get the car to rotate to the center of the corner. Here he comes.
Cody got a good run that time off the top of turn number 2. The driver out of Sinton, Texas, Cody Leonard, going to bobble on the north end of the racetrack. Taylor Florio going to be your winner with 1 to go, boys. Oh no! Leonard battles back on the outside.
It was just a matter of time before he got the car to roll right there to the center, and he'll smash the lap up. But hey, hands go off, hands go down. I'll be bowing whenever she comes across the line, whether she wins or grabs the bridesmaids. Coming off at turn number 4 to the line. And J.J. Jennings right there to capitalize off of 4 to the line. Cody Leonard's going to win it by half a cat's whisker. Oh, and J.J. second away at the line. What an absolute race that was. Folks, that's why you paid your hard-earned bucks to watch live on Race on Texas tonight, or if you're in the grandstands, if you don't. Out of Magnolia, inside of number 2, Trevin King, outside of the Rowdy Day, Kevin Ward inside of 3, outside of the Blaine Shives, inside of 4, Jeffrey Cobb, Rob Bland, and Tommy Davis.
And look at the run that Johnny Torres takes and leaves the field into turn number 1. Zachary, I got to brag on JT for a moment. One of my favorite guys I've had the opportunity to meet down there in South Texas. JT is just one of the coolest and nicest guys you'll meet in the race pit area. Right now leading heat race number 12.
Yeah, I certainly took a lot of liking to him, as well as a little bit of contact there on the front straightaway in the 1. A little bit more contact. But they were able to get it back and rolling down the back straightaway. Johnny Torres right now rolling that bottom. I think he may have learned something from the old Taylor Florio just a moment ago, but he's going to roll like a yo-yo with no string off of with a race lead.
This one getting a little bit western, buddy, as Trevor King out of Enid, Oklahoma, battling right now for the second spot with the 11A of Michael Alford from Magnolia, Texas. Blake, a little bit rough and tumble there for a couple of laps. What do you think about it, brother?
Definitely some hard but clean racing.
Robin's definitely racing, man. As we roll into turn number 1, it's still JT, Johnny Torres out front. Alfred in the second spot. We got a good battle shaping up for third. 3 wide down the backstretch. There's some contact right there for sure.
Ran out of real estate. It had already been bought. As he says, I don't like it too much. And I'm not sure who he is that I'm speaking of. Maybe you could see, Nick, for the IRP number 47.
Number 47 machine not on my lineup. Looks like it might be...
Or is it 43?
Could be the 43 of Blaine Shives.
I think that is Blaine. Man.
Yeah, Blaine Shives and Trevor King beating and banging down the front stretch again in the turn number 1.
He's got so many tire marks that are blocking the...
It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, but how about Michael Alford? Alford's going to go to work and try to reel in for the race lead. The 66 of JT, Johnny Torres. Torres floors it. He'll roll to the center to the higher lane. Off the exit of turn number 2 and head down the back straight with a sight set on turn number 3. The 66 of Johnny Torres, who won the main event at Pleasanton, Texas over the I-37 Speedway a couple of Saturday nights ago after he was in 4th with just a few laps to go on a late race restart. And ran him down, Nick, and got the victory in the battle for seconds. Heating up in the 1 and 2.
It sure is, Zach. We've got the white flag. Johnny Torres, a little bit of a bobble for your leader off of turn number 2. The 25 machine going to get her actually the 20D of Rowdy Day, I believe it is.
That's Tommy Davis.
That is Tommy Davis, but Johnny Torres going to take the win. Tommy Davis in second spot. Michael Alford going to be third.
To my knowledge, Rowdy Day did not make it out for the Farmerville Freight Train. Originally out of Farmerville, Louisiana. That's northwest Louisiana, just across the way from Lake D'Arbonne in northeast Louisiana, but now residing out of Texarkana, Texas. Heading off into 1. This is absolutely murderer's row, as in all the other heats have not been. Down the back straight. Right. Here comes JoJo. He's going to slow Joe as well. Joe Adams just showed that he's got a fast hot rod, but JoJo Wilhelm, the stocking stuffer 25 winner at Lone Star Speedway 2 years ago, rolls off before down the front straightaway. And look at this. So we got a log jam into 1. Clicking like Nick, baby, in the Chicken Express Sweet Tea. That's some Casey Sweet Tea. Into 1 and 2. Look at this log jam. It's a hornet's nest. I'm going to do down the back straightaway.
This is definitely the closest quarters racing we've seen all night long. It's Click and Beer going to lose the lead on the bottom of the racetrack. They're 3 wide off of turn number 4.
Only for a matter of moments, as the 66 who goes by the moniker of Quick Nick, he hit the stick and he slams it off a turn away. Here comes the Farmerville Freight Train. 3 wide pass down the back straightaway contact though.
Jeffrey Abbey on the bottom of the racetrack. Zachary, here we go. Sorry to step on your toes, brother. Back into turn number 3 off of turn 4. Wow, Abbey taking the nose off the 5 car there in turn 4.
Don't do it again. My feet hurt. I'm just kidding. Into 1. The freight train from Farmerville nearly got 3 for the price of 1 a few moments ago. The 47 of JoJo Wilhelm went from the in-house to the out-house. I'm not sure what happened, but he was running 3rd, and he is at the tail right now. That's not typical for JoJo Wilhelm. As they set their sights on 1. Now Green working to the outside here, trying to grab the 4th spot. I'll do down the back straightaway. Nick, it's heating up. Oh my goodness gracious.
What a good run for TJ Green, topside into turn number 3. He's going to take over the 4th spot off of turn number 4. Quick Nick, Click and Beard, picking them up and putting them down a 15.553 for the 166. I'll tell you what, look at second spot. That's a 49K of Justin McCoy. That'll watch the Hatchie. We're right within a car length into turn number 3, Zach.
For the longest time, Justin McCoy would show up around the areas in Dallas-Fort Worth and roll the number 87. He had a nice, super nice rig, and everybody knew when Justin McCoy was in the house, but you could always guarantee that Justin McCoy would throw his hat in the ring and become a player. He's taken a little bit of hiatus from dirt track racing, to my knowledge. But Justin McCoy, a very, very strong shoe. It's good to see him back competing for big money as he is deservingly here to do so. As the battle for third is the best one on the racetrack. It looks like Quick Nick has this one in the bag, Nick Robbins.
I think so, Zach, as we come into turn 3 for the final time. Quick Nick Quickenbeard going to grab the win. Justin McCoy going to be second. Jeffrey Abbey going to hang on for third. CJ Green going to round out the top 4. I tell you what, boys, Nick Quickenbeard making it work off the outside. Justin McCoy also starting off the outside. How about it for Jeffrey Abbey?
The field all on his lonesome in the 5th row. We have the number 70 of G.W. Egbert. Put away, going to roll him down into turn number 3. Now off at turn number 4, green flag in the air. Baird with a great jump off the start. He's going to go to the high side. Pit away now down to the bottom. They're going to race door to door off at turn number 2. Baird coming out on top as they race down the back straightaway. And now Camara McDonald battling door to door with Morin trying to hold on to third. Now off at turn number 4. But leading the first lap of heat race number 14 is the B4 of Baird.
A good run for Camara McDonald. Blake, just like you were talking about a moment ago off the bottom of the racetrack, she's going to take over second from Bill Pitaway down the backstretch into turn number 3. Baird still in the top spot in IRP race cars heat race number 14. Camara McDonald in second, Pitaway third. How about Rowdy Shaw, Justin Shaw, up to the 4th spot from 8 in 2 laps.
Rowdy C banging the bottom. He's going to go door to door with Pitaway down into turn number 3. Mid-corner, the number 75. 7K of Morin trying to stick his nose in there, but off the corner now down the front straightaway. Rowdy C moving up to third. Camara McDonald in second. Meanwhile, Baird in the B4 checking out from the rest of your pack.
Back into turn number 3, your leader, Mr. Baird in the V4. Like you said, Blake, checking out. He has laid the keys on the front desk and walked out of the hotel. Camara McDonald in second spot right now, leading a strong group of 3 cars. Here comes the run for Justin Rowdy Shaw off the bottom of turn number 2. Right up on the bumpers, we come into 3. A good close group of race cars, 2, 3, and 4 on the racetrack right now.
Rowdy C is going to shoot a shot now down to the bottom of the turn 1 and 2 with an excellent run off the bottom of turn 2. About a half a car length back now as they go down the back straightaway entering turn number 3. Meanwhile, Baird crossing this right, 2 laps to go. But here they are door to door for second place. Shaw and Camara McDonald. Door banging down into turn number 1 through the mid-corner now off of turn number 2.
Blake bearing room for the Holy Spirit between those 2 cars. But as we come into turn number 3, look at them. Door to door, the white flag is out for Baird. Look at them side by side. Rowdy Shaw going to make the move over turn number 4.
Rowdy C now going to hold second down into turn 1 and 1. Meanwhile, Baird, your leader, rolling into 3. Shaw down the back straightaway trying to hold off McDonald for 2 more corners. Baird across the stripe is going to win heat race number 14. Rolling in second is going to be the 55 of Rowdy C. Shaw. Followed by the 62K of
Say in the country, working on a weekly basis. Kevin knows what he's doing, gets him up, gets him down, and don't take no BS. Blake, we're going green off of turn 4.
Cherry now going to lead the pack, but here comes White already making a battle for the lead. He's going to stick his nose, but Cherry's going to cut him off down into turn number 1. White going to move up to second. Now here comes Hopkins in third. Downey going to fall back to 4th, but now trying to battle back on the top side of 3, shoving the nose hard in the middle of 3 and 4.
I tell you what, Blake, we talk about that bottom side. I really think it's coming around as Rodney White makes the move down the front stretch into turn number 1. White to the top spot in the 38 Double D. The 010, the 010 of Steve Cherry in second spot. We're 3 wide into turn number 3.
There goes Downey trying to get third spot back from Hopkins. Now here comes a 20B of Evans on the bottom. We're going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway. Downey going to chop both their noses off down into turn number 1, but Evans fighting back hard off the bottom of 2.
Look at Dylan Alasko on the top side of the racetrack. Blake, he's coming out of nowhere. He's going to pick up 1, possibly 2, maybe 3 spots off of turn 4. Dylan Alasko, and the yellow flag going to come out. Yellow flag coming to the race. Lights are going out, Blake. We're going to go green this time. Rodney White going to lead them to it. It's a 12-lap affair, Blake. Top 4 going to the A, brother.
White going to start a mid-corner. Cherry getting a help from Hopkins on the start. Couldn't find the gas pedal. Here's the 44 of Downey. Now contact mid-corner between Downey and Cherry, but they're going to race it off down the back straightaway. Now here comes the 41 of Alasko off the top of the cushion out of nowhere.
Look at Puddin working the high side there, Blake. Going to pick up 2 more spots. He's up to 4th right now. Down the front boulevard into turn number 1. Everybody working the bottom side. Let's see if Alasko goes up top off of turn 2. Slips and slides to the middle of the racetrack. Here comes Kelly Lockie now. Lockie with a good run at the bottom of turn number 2. We got a challenge for the lead. Look at Downey all over the back bumper of the 38 Double D.
They're going to be nose to tail past the flag stand down into the bottom of turn number 1. Downey giving White the bumper in mid-corner. White's going to give him about a car length now down the back straightaway, down into turn 3 once again.
Rodney White, your leader off the bottom of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Downey in second spot. Steve Cherry, your pole setter, back to third. Kelly Lockie up to 4th. Those are your top 4 transfers. Puddin, Dylan Alasko, back top shelf where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon off of turn number 2. A heck of a run down the back chute. Into turn 3, Puddin going to stay top shelf. Gets to dab the brakes coming into the corner, and that's going to cost him a spot. The 0-0 going to get around for 5th. Puddin back to 6th. Alasko on the bottom of the racetrack now into turn number 1.
How about Lockie making a move for 3rd off the turn at number 4. That's going to drop Cherry down onto the bubble, running 4th.
The 0-0 car, that is James Shirley. And James Shirley started 15th in this race, Blake. He has worked his way up to 5th on the racetrack.
Shirley now all over the back bumper of Cherry, who is trying to hold on to the final transfer spot. Now Hopkins giving Shirley the bumper down the back straightaway.
That was definitely a shot in the shorts there from Ryan Hopkins. I'll tell you what, that dude has had a bit of bad luck here this year trying to dial in a brand new race car. Finally got it towards the end of the season. Is your points champion for the factory stocks here at Heart O Texas Speedway. Right now trying to race his way into the main event tonight. We got a good battle. Actually, that's a lap car. Sorry about that, Blake. Is Rodney White going to put a lap on the 24?
Hopkins going top shelf. Hopkins and Shirley split Cherry and now battling door to door through 1 and 2 for the final transfer spot into the Big A. Hopkins up top on the wall. Shirley hugging the tires down into turn number 3. Hopkins checking up, shoving the nose a little bit mid-corner. Shirley off of turn number 4.
Got about a lap and a half left for your leader. Sorry, Blake, I was giving you the 2 to go there, brother. Rodney White ran into turn number 3. Going to be looking at the white flag this time off of 4. White flag in the air. 1 more lap for Rodney White. Second spot still Downey in the 44. Then it's Lockie in the 91. Your 4th and final transfer spot that time was Ryan Hopkins at the line. Blake, that's the best battle on the racetrack right now.
Shirley now with a good run off the bottom of turn number 2, but here comes Hopkins off the cushion. He's going to try the top shelf once again down into turn number 3. Here comes Shirley off the apex on now of turn number 4. Hopkins is going to take your final transfer spot, getting a great run off the top shelf.
The win going to go to Rodney White, the 38 double D. This is a stacked race, brother, and only the top 4 going to transfer in.
Pretty leading the field, looking green flag now off of turn number 4. Hitting in with a great jump, but it's going to be pretty off the bottom of the corner as they race past the flag stand. Now down into turn number 1. Hitting in, going to try the mid to high groove off the corner, but he's not going to have the run that Shane Pretty hooking up off the bottom. Down into turn number 3, Mick Urchin all over the back bumper of Pretty. Now rolling off of turn number 4, challenging for the lead. They're going to door bang down the front straightaway, almost 3 wide down into turn number 1. Mick Urchin, Pretty, and Hittigan, your top 3 all battling for the lead.
Teammates going at it for second. I'm way down here, fellas. I'm just checking it out from a different vantage point. I was talking to you guys with Bubba McEachern. Teammates with Chris Hennigan this weekend going to the outside. Hennigan up top that time with Grandpa keeps a good bumper. Bubba McEachern to the back bumper for the race lead. Down the back shoulder, y'all take it away. I'll be there in a second.
Off the front road, Zach. It's still Shane Pretty out front. Blake as we come off of turn number 4 one more time. On the bottom, it's still Bubba McEachern out front. Lincoln Chris, or in the second spot, Lincoln Chris Hennigan in 3rd. Cameron Cook, your top 4 transfers. Look at Walter Hamilton in the 1W machine, working right now outside of a transfer in 5th spot. Into turn 3 off of turn 4 one more time. Pretty very loose that time off of turn 4. Blake, he's going to hang on to the lead, but look at right there on the bumper. Coming into turn number 1, it's Bubba McEachern.
McEachern now trying the bottom side of the turn number 2. They're going to touch fenders and quarters down the back straightaway. Pretty setting the car up hard off the apex of turn number 4. Way up to the wall. McEachern following in suit, followed by Hennigan in 3rd.
Those top 3 cars, brother, real close together. You can just about throw a blanket over them. Chris Hennigan looking at this thing. Probably got the best seat in the house right now. He is watching the battle for the lead as McEachern slides up the racetrack. We're coming to halfway home, 6 down, 6 to go.
How about Hamilton coming from the 9th position now up to 5th, battling with the 04 of Cook. Hamilton gonna try the top shelf down into turn number 1. Cook rolling the bottom of the turn 2, holding on to the final transfer spot. Now they're gonna be door to door down into turn number 3.
Look at Walter Hamilton on the top shelf, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna make the move at the top of turn number 4 and take the 4th and final transfer spot. Blake, I didn't think there was room for him.
Now here goes Mick Urchin trying the bottom side of Pretty once again. They were door to door for a brief second a lap ago. Pretty with a good run off the bottom of turn number 4. Hennigan trying to try his luck off the top shelf once again.
McEachern hanging on to that second spot right now, about a car length and a half behind Shane Pretty down the backstretch into turn number 3. Pretty on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes McEachern as well. A great drive through the middle. Pretty slips up. McEachern smoking the tires off of turn number 4.
McEachern hot on his tail once again, now picking up the left front. We got Shane Pretty mid-corner through 1 and 2. He's going to drift the rear end up way up off of turn number 2 up into the wall. Now rolling down into turn number 3. McEachern hot on his trail as they roll up at turn number 4 and across the stripe. They have 2 laps to go.
Year leader Shane Pretty catching a break there with a lap car. That was the 05 of Tim Pounds. Pretty getting around first. McEachern now trying to play catch up. We've got 1 more lap to go, this time at the line. Shane Pretty really hard on the brakes that time through turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. The battle down. The 1 for second. That's the hottest battle on the racetrack, Blake, as we come into turn number 1 for the final time. Chris Hennigan in 3rd spot trying to run down his teammate, Bubba McEachern. Shane Pretty all but got it wrapped up. 1 more set of corners off the bottom of turn number 4. Blake, the Lone Star going to wave. Pretty going to take the win. It'll be McEachern in 2nd, Hennigan in 3rd, and Walter Hamilton going to take home the 4th and final transfer spot.
Walter Hamilton and that 1W coming back from 5th row inside, starting 9th. Able to work his way up to 4th. Looking to go green now, this time by Homeyer, your pole setter, going to lead him down into turn number 3. Rolling off at turn number 4. Our flag man Fry going to give him the green flag. We got a battle for second. We got Powers and Vandiver. Powers on the bottom. They're going to race door to door off at turn number 2. Now we are 3 wide for 4th place now down the back straightaway. Powers going to move up into 2nd. Vandiver falling back into 3rd. We got him stacked up 3 wide over turn number 3. A lot of beating and banging off at turn number 4. Oh, we got 1 car sideways. 3, 4. 5 cars stopped in the middle of 1 and 2. We are still going green. We now have the yellow flag out.
Yellow light going to come on there, Blake, like you said. Looks like 20V.
Going green now off of turn number 4. Homeyer leading the pack now down the front straightaway. Powers with a great start. Getting a good push from the 27 of Faulkner, who's now trying to battle for 3rd. Here comes Powers at the bottom of turn number 2. Homeyer with a run mid-corner. They're going to battle door to door down into turn number 3. Homeyer pushing hard. Powers going to take advantage. We got 1 car around into the tire of it, turn number 4. We are still going green. Faulkner now is trying to make it a 3-car battle for the lead.
That was Russell Vickery, who was running in a transfer spot at one point there, Blake. He's got a right front flat now. He'll figure that out when he tries to go around turn number 1. It's Ryan Powers out front. Oh, and the 20V.
Vandiver.
Yeah,
moved around in turn 3, but we are still green. Powers your leader. Followed by Faulkner slingshotting off the bottom.
Yellow flag coming out just as Faulkner makes the 16L of Tyler Ballou. Started outside row number 3. Right now 1 spot out of a transfer position.
They're going to battle now. Homeyer and Faulkner for the lead down into turn number 1. Faulkner in the middle groove, Homeyer on the bottom. A little bit of contact between Abbey and Bisonet. They're going to drag race now down the back straightaway. Bisonet going to stick his nose under Homeyer. Homeyer pushing hard into turn number 3. Rolling off the corner. Bisonet's going to have the edge now down the front straightaway. Abbey's got the transfer spot on Baker by a nose. Homeyer trying not to get shuffled back as he's now on the bubble. Abbey moving up to 3rd.
That's right, guys. These top 4 guys racing not only for a transfer spot, but for starting position in that A main. Right now, Dalton Faulkner walking the dog on B main number 3 from Smiley's Racing Products. A good battle shaping up. Like you said, Jeffrey Abbey started dead last in this B main. Is running for 2nd spot right now with Dennis Bissonette.
Both hands, both feet up on the wheel, all 5 phalanges, or all 10 of them anyway, sawing on it tonight. As he goes to work on Bissonette and Steven Starterville and Electric. But halfway in the books, 50% in, 50% to go. Obviously, down the back straightaway, Abbey tries to throw the needle. He can't walk through the threshold, will think better, but down the back straightaway into number 3, the 27 of the Conroe, Texas Racer. Driver the K-Mo Racing, number 27 of Dalton Faulkner, out front with the lead.
The top 3 cars running laps within 1/10 of a second of one another. Dalton Faulkner with the best lap of 17.042. Then it's 17.074 for Bissonette and 17.036 for Jeffrey Abbey. The fastest car on the racetrack is the one in 3rd spot. Abbey trying to run down Bissonette in the 818.
Homeyer with a slider on turn number 4 for the final transfer spot. Hitting the 22 of Baker, now back to 5th. Holmeyer still on the bubble. Meanwhile, Abby and Bisonet duking it out bumper to bumper every corner.
That fourth and final transfer spot, like you said, Blake, the battle is heating up, as Zachary would say. I stole it from you, buddy. I had to do it once.
I've stolen one or two from you before, so no worry. But hey, it is heating up. NBA Jam style on the turn number 3. Boom, shakalaka, and all that. Back in fifth, the battle shaping up here. It's Tracy Baker. I do believe here off of turn number 4 down the front straight away. Holmeyer slides up and opens up the door for Baker. And a 7 of Sessions rolling into the inside. That's Ricky Sessions from Argyle, Texas. In that red bone bodies DMF chassis, and he wants to get 2 for the price of 1. He'll go work down to the inside of the room between Doobie. They make a little bit of slight contact. A little right side romance, if you will. The white flag waves.
The white flag in the air. I like that right side romance. Look at Sessions going to make the move off of turn number 4. Going to take the fourth and final transfer spot away from Baker.
Holy smoke. Yeah, hey, right side romance. And credit to the great Jerry Van Sickle. Make no mistake. 2-3-4 for the final time. He'll take the victory. The battle for a second. Going to come down the line. Bissonette around the hub. Up top for Grandpa keeps the good Bourbon. Drag. Oh! I have the cast whisker. Bissonette got him. Abby will have to settle for third. Fourth will go to the BMF chassis. Red bone bodies. Number 7 of the Argyle, Texas racer, Ricky Sessions.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your 4.
62K. Justin Whitehead, 7-time Cajun Classic winner, this year's King of the Hill for 10K. Justin Whitehead, looking for his 162nd victory since the start of 2012 tonight. Jimmy Day and Paul White. The lights are out. What an absolute display of talented racers from the top all the way to the tail in this one. We'll find out who's got the best stuff in this one.
Look at the run for John O. Whittington down the back chute into turn number 3. Takes the lead. Rodney White in second spot. A good run for last year's event winner. Your third spot right now belongs to Josh McGayer on the outside from Abilene, Texas.
So John O. Whittington leads down the back straightaway off the exit 2 into turn number 3. Down the back straightaway.
Perkle trying his luck on the 911 of McKay. McKay pushing high on the turn number 4 all the way up to the wall. Perkle going to fall back in line, but we might have a battle for the lead. Whittington and White going to duke it out about a 2.5 car length difference as they race down into the bottom of turn number 3. Rolling off the corner, however, is going to be the 5 Chevy of Whittington, followed by White. Now a battle with third door-to-door. McKay and Perkle down into turn number 1. Here comes the number 49 of McCoy.
Sorry about that there, brother. Didn't mean to step on you, but John Whittington going to hang it out up top as the reigning winner of this event. Storming around the hub of the racetrack and went lower than a mudcat in the Red River. But John Whittington going to throw it over his right shoulder. And the cricket's calling on arm, no harm, no foul. Into 3-4. Here comes John Whittington. Whittington going to send it up top and tries to find some bite and find some dig. Down the front straightaway, he's screaming up top. Put that CB Racing Power Plant to the test. Built by CB Bruton. Will he be able to make it pay fruition? Down the back straightaway. Here comes John Whittington with an 84. Rolling the hole and rolling it well, Nick.
Look at the run off the top of the shelf for John O. Whittington. Zachary, we're coming to 2 to go this time around. It's still White out front. I tell you what, John O. had a great run on the south end of the racetrack. Look at him slamming into the cushion like it's a sprint car.
As is the case, typically you can get around the bottom of the racetrack. That's the quickest lane around. As you see, John O. says, you know what? I've gone for broke. I've thrown everything I had at him. He has no idea how far he is out front at third spot, which is probably the reason why he jumped down to the wayside to protect that line, or else he may have went ahead and hung it out again up top. But for the final time through 3 and 4, flexing his muscles, he tells him that you want to hop up here and crow. It'll be the Heart O Texas racer, Rodney White, the reigning winner of this event. He takes the victory in commanding fashion over one of the heavyweights, John O. Whittington, who grabs the bridesmaids. Jacob Perkle comes home in the third spot. And a strong run for the Waxahachie. And that's what the car 10 out of 10 mile did. The X-File, Adam Willis, won there in his first ever start 2 years ago. As the missile from Marshall, out of the Marshall Mafia stable, will smash his throttle through the firewire. That IRB Effect Series chassis built like Jason Ingle, the True Well Whopper. Jason T. Auto Sales, number 69. Down the back straight, will set full float with the field roll behind him. Full bore off of 4 Marshall missile. Garrett Cruisey leads lap number 1.
That 3-wide racing action down the back stretch was bar none the best I've seen all night long as J.J. Jennings smacks the front stretch wall. He's duking it out with the X-File from 10 mile. Adam Willis in the 10 car.
I'm telling you, David the Company style through 3 and off of turn number 4. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but off of 4. Alrighty then. 1-2 by 2 by 1 into turn number 3. On the 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes the X-File from 10 mile Louisiana. It says on the paper here he's from Elizabeth. I don't know Elizabeth. Baby.
But what a save by Roland doing that. That was great, Zach.
Hold the phone. As They're about to pick up the phone and call Queen Elizabeth. Down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Still don't know what that means either, but into turn number 3 to 10 of Adam Willis. Rolling home and rolling it well. To the inside for third. You got a battle shaping up. It's a dandy. Off of turn number 4, Donnybrook going here in heat race number 2 of the night. And round number 2.
J.J. Jennings trying to muscle his way through the field, keeping it up on the top shelf where Grandpa keeps a good bourbon. Eddie Gramella loose off the racetrack, and Jennings into the wall.
Yeah, the bourbon only gets so tasty when you stay up there for too long, and it becomes not so. Oh my goodness. Some of that shine will make you go blind, and that's exactly what happened there.
Some of that shine will make you go blind. Zach Clark, that right there is why I love you. 100%.
Well, the 10 car has white lightning on his spoiler back there, that's for sure. You had mentioned that he went up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon, but, that's a secret stash there. And he was making sure that he didn't get too far up top. And if he did, he was going to slam his hands into the into the cabinet there.
Jennings had been making the top shelf work, unfortunately for Eddie Gramella, getting caught up there, pinched between Jennings and, getting in contact there with J.J. Jennings. It looks like J.J. going to maybe get his spot back. We'll see what happens. The caution flag coming out. He did stop on the racetrack. We'll see what the officials have to say about that. But meanwhile, the Marshall Missile out front. Derek Grigsby showing the way here in heat race number 2.
Holden served Derek Grigsby, who has not raced in the last several weeks. Did race at Heart O Texas Speedway, though, on Sunday, on Labor Day. And the first time he's raced there in quite some time. But Grigsby, a regular at the Boot Hill Speedway in Greenwood, Louisiana, has sat out from behind the wheel of competition the last month and a half or so after leading the points there all season long. So the Marshall Missile will punch the time clock and send him back to work in a few moments. Mentioned earlier the 2003 29th overall pick by the Houston Astros in the Major League Baseball draft. Grigsby, I mentioned it earlier, he can throw a hell of a slider on a dirt track, or he can throw one on a pitcher's mound, but he can throw an even better one these days at his age, at 32 years of age, on a dirt track, and we'll see if he even has to use that in his repertoire right now, because the Marshall Missile out front leads Kevin Rowland in 4R.
The lights are out. We're going to kick the tires and light the fires off of turn number 4. Grigsby going to lead him back down into turn number 1, side by side for second spot. Watch the 26G. J.J. Jennings right back to the top side of the racetrack. Got to fight his way from the back again.
Grigsby leaving that car wide open there. I mean, just the left rear anyway, Nick. He's leaving it really wide there, the way he picks it off in the 3 and 4. And
toting the left front off of turn number 1. The car very loose to the middle of the racetrack. Here come Willis and Rowland.
I think Derek has something going foul. I mean, I could be very well mistaken here, but it looks like the car's slowing up. Something. I know the brakes are meant to do that, correct? But I mean, I don't know. We'll let this one finish. We'll see how
the brake spark not really going to be an issue. Grigsby looks like he's got it back under control as we come into turn number 3. The car leaning hard on the right side.
Oh, man.
White flag going to come out, ladies and gentlemen. Grigsby with 1 to go. Rowland in second. Willis there in third.
He's leaving that left rear wide open. Oh, and Adam Willis before all of Rowland make a little bit of contact. Rowland able to get it hung back out here. We'll see if he drops it deep off in the 3-4 and runs out of a little bit of patience. He does not. He can't get there. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby scores the victory. All kinds of right side damage to the 10 on the quarter panel of that entry. Adam Willis, the X-File.
Number 2 getting ready to go with heat race number 3. The lights are out. We're going to hit the tires and light the fires off of turn 4.
We'll kick them and light them off of turn number 4. We're back on the way here at the Heart O Texas Speedway.
Tyler Bragg with a great jump over turn number 4. He's going to drag race him down into the bottom of turn number 1. Contact between your two leaders. Bragg able to keep it together. Manning gathering it back up. Now down the back straightaway trying to hold on to second as they duke it out of 3-car battle. Now 2-car battle for third off of turn number 4.
Bragg's going to hold on to the race lead. They set sights on turn number 1. Bragg going to right there to the middle of the bottom lane off of turn number 2 and heading down the back straightaway. The 44 Westover's got it singing up top. And the chiropractic number 44 drywall, number 44 through 34, and he's rolling around the outside, but he gets the door sling shut right in front of his face, Nick.
Cale Westover, one of the most aggressive drivers we've seen all weekend so far, Zach. He is banging the tire off the cushion in turn number 1. Cale Westover going to pick up 2 spots off of turn number 2. Running down your third place racer right now, Westover. Top shelf off of turn number 4. Hanging on that 4 spot, Zach. Look at quick Nick Quickenbeard, though, up in the back of the pack.
And what you just saw out of the 44 car is exactly what it looked like last night when that front end kind of skates out from underneath it. Oh, my goodness gracious. I ain't seen that one happen all night. Spun right there at the Heart of Texas sign. And with the other one losing, it looked like there could have been some moisture or something out there. I don't know. They just got
That was Brent Jones going around, like you said, like right in the middle of the straightaway. I don't know if the car wasn't quite reset from coming off the corner. The tire's definitely spinning at probably max rotation, and just
tonight is one of the hottest drivers in the region and the Southern Sport Mod ranks. We'll see what happens as Bragg's back underway, taking
green flag in the air off of turn number 4. Bragg going to lead the pack down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Westover, hard down into turn number 1, almost losing it, but gathers it back up mid-corner. Here comes quick Nick Clickenbeard on the bottom, down the back straightaway. He's going to bang the bottom through turns 3 and off of turn number 4. Going to make it a 2 for 1 now, up to second place on this lap.
He's running like a chicken with his head cut off, and that Chicken Express Sweet Tea number 66, boy, he's running as good as that Chicken Express Sweet Tea taste, that's for sure. But quick Nick coming, and here comes Scrivener to the back, over to the number 44 for third. And man, I'm telling you what, Westover's having a hard time getting that car to alleviate that push. It's got a bad push. And then once again, he pushes there from the center, but he gets back on the lap. He's got a nice power plant underneath the hood to keep him holding there to relegate the advances of 53 of Scrivener.
We're going to be coming to 2 to go this time off at turn number 4, boys. It's Tyler Bragg out front, Clickenbeard in second, Westover third, Robert Scrivener all over the rear bumper coming into turn number 1. Scrivener looking for some redemption after the first round of heat races. Did not go at all. Not only not well, they did not go at all. The white flag in the air, 1 lap left for Bragg.
Westover pushing hard off of turn number 4. Scrivener trying to close the gap and pick up another passing point. Meanwhile, Bragg and Clickenbeard, your 2 leaders, about a straightaway away from the rest of the field. Westover trying to hold on to third. Scrivener is going to have 2 more corners that he dives down to the bottom. Westover slowing up off the exit of turn 4. Scrivener shooting all the way up to the wall. Meanwhile, Bragg is coming across here, heat number 3 winner, followed by quick
Trevathan from Wiley, Texas. 9 cars the field, 8 laps to distance. We are going green off the 4. And Camo very sideways, Blake, coming to the green. Down in the turn number 1. Going to hang on to it that time around. Look at the 86 machine. It's Brian Rayflower. Oh, we got to get a yellow. We're going to bring that one alongside the 86 of Brian Rayflowers. We're going green this time off of 4. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. And Flowers that time with a much better start. He's going to have the edge going into turn number 1. Give the nod to K. Oh, and Flowers gets up brakes hard with 3 wide through turn number 2.
How about White threading the needle down the back straightaway? Contact with your leader. Here comes Graham all the way on the bottom, hooking the tires off of turn number 4. They're going to pinch him all the way up to the wall.
If you don't like
Kenneth Montgomery going to lead lap number 1. It is Sean Graham. Trouble. Giving Montgomery some trouble. Down the back stretch into turn number 3. Look at Greg Frazier up to third. Frazier working the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make it 3 wide for the top spot. Frazier going to get a 2 for 1 deal off of 4.
Frazier going to lead him down into the bottom of turn number 1. K-Mo trying the top side. Losing at mid-corner. Graham taking advantage, going up to second. They got a 3 wide battle for 4th place.
That is Danny Abair in the 9C, making that high side look fantastic, sneaking between the rock and the hard place on the outside of Heart O Texas. Down in the turn number 1, your leader is still Greg Frazier. Sean Graham still in second. Look at the run that K-Mo gets. Graham off the pace, slides up the racetrack. K-Mo taps the rear end.
K-Mo going in hard through 3 and 4. A little bit of help from Aber. Graham starting to stretch away once again. Now here comes Flowers trying to battle back and take away the 3rd spot. K-Mo pushing up into turn number 1. Flowers taking advantage and moving up to 3rd. Now here comes K-Mo battling back off the cushion.
K-Mo trying, and Danny Abair going to go around in turn number 3. He's going to gather up the 084. That is the 084 of Jeff White. That is parked over in turn number 3, facing the wrong. That is a heck of a cushion built up. That would make for a fantastic sprint car show. We're going back, green flag off of 4. Frazier going to lead him down the front boulevard into turn number 1.
Flowers going to try the bottom. Graham running the middle group. Now here comes the 21 Tia Taylor Florio. Racing her way up to the 4th. They're going to fall in line now down the back straightaway.
Taylor Florio started 8th on this heat race, Blake, and has worked her way up to a top 4 run right now. She's trying to run the boys down, working the bottom of the racetrack once again. A lot of moisture still left down there, a lot of life in the racetrack. She's going to take 3rd spot from Sean Graham.
You see Graham is really loose, entering both 1 and 3, drifting all the way up to the cushion. He's losing a lot of momentum, but we have the white flag out, 1 to go. Greg Frazier, your leader, followed by the 86 of Powers and the 21 T of Taylor Florio.
Florio, once again, probably one of the most experienced racers in this heat race at this racetrack, but Greg Frazier singing the song of his people as he comes off of turn number 4. He'll take the win. It'll be Flowers in second, and Taylor Florio going to round. The field going to bunch them up side by side, nose to tail. We're going to take the green this time off of 4. Corey Babbitt, Justin Neighbors down the front boulevard, side by side into turn number 1. Babbitt on the bottom of the racetrack, going to have the early lead. Neighbors nearly losing the handle on the 28J, but look at the run off the top of turn number 2. Neighbors going to run him down into turn number 3. Babbitt still your leader. Neighbors in second spot. We've got Joe Aramandia around in turn number 4. Going to keep it clean and keep it green, Blake.
Blackwell going up top. We got the number 194 of Alex Hickman trying to make a battle for third place. He falls back a little bit. Meanwhile, Neighbors trying to hang on to second. Blackwell crushing the cushion off the top of turn number 4. Neighbors cutting him off down the front straightaway. Blackwell's going to give it another shot down into turn number 1 now off of turn number 2.
I tell you what, it looks like if you're coming in low, you don't really need to slide up the racetrack. You lose a lot of momentum coming through turn number 2. You see that black dry slick patch right there. There's so much grip on the bottom. These guys are carrying so much speed. As you see, Neighbors toting the left foot off the ground. When it hits that slick stuff, Thomas Blackwell with nowhere to go runs right in the back of him.
Hickman also right behind him, following right Neighbors' line. He choked up a little bit down the back straightaway. Neighbors not enough, almost cutting him off. Blackwell checking up to avoid some contact. He's going to shoot back to the top side. Neighbors in the middle, Hickman on the bottom. They're going to fall in line 2, 3, 4 down the back straightaway.
Look at Johnny Torres up from the back, challenging now on the K6 machine, trying to get around Joe Adams. He'll do it down the front boulevard to the turn number 1. Torres up to the 5th spot in heat race number 5.
Neighbors way squarely off of turn number 2, drifting up in front of Blackwell once again.
This is a heck of a race right here. A group of 5 race cars that you can just about throw a blanket over as we come down the front boulevard once again. Oh, we go
Hickman on the wall.
That is Joe Adams spinning in turn number 1. The 194 is Alex Hickman. Hickman started 7th on the race. Actually, that's row number 4 right there. Hickman on the inside. Joe Adams started to the outside. Both of those cars are round on the south end of the racetrack.
So we'll stack them up, double Delaware.
3. We're going to be looking for a green flag this time off of 4.
Keep your eyes on Johnny Torres on this restart. Number 66, the San Antonio Racers, has a hot ride tonight. We'll see what he has on this restart. Blackwell fires to the outside of Neighbors, and we'll see what happens. Blackwell way up top. He's higher than Willie Nelson on the cross-country tour with Snoop Dogg riding shotgun, and that pays dividends. Here he comes, baby. In the turn number 3, Blackwell way up top that time. Once again through 3 and off the turn number 4 with the white flag waving high over the Heart O Texas Speedway. Yep, baby. Down the front straightaway, he takes second back at the line.
Zach, you call him like you see him. Johnny Torres, the fastest car on the racetrack, a 15.506 for the second. Oh, no! Torres getting together with McCreary. The win is going to go to your pole setter, Corey Babbitt. Second spot, who's that going to be? It's going to be Blackwell around the outside. Neighbors turn. Torres going to make it a run for 4.
Dude, these bugs out here are worse than boot hills. And finally, the final row, Ricky Smith and the 21S and Cody Leonard. Cody Leonard from Sinton, Texas. He'll be fun to watch on the Wells Racing Powered Express chassis number 12. The lengths are up. We are clean and green off before the green flag waving high by Kevin Fry. Into 1. Trying to lead the herd, and he will off of 2 down the back straightaway on the opening lap. Here comes Gary Stuck. He got the door slam shut right in front of his face. Into 3 and up to 4. Here comes Stuck. Digging around the outside of the Heart O Texas Speedway, trying to get that outside line to pay dividends. It won't work. Leading lap number 1, the 165 of Braden Wyatt, but he's got company for the race lead down to the inside on the bottom side of the race. And they go do a little wheel on in turn number 3. Side by side through 3 and 4. Oh, baby. The 165 goes way up top that time, trying to use that outside line momentum. Boy, this racetrack is really coming strong, hasn't it?
Absolutely. The bottom side of the racetrack, Zach, is coming alive. These later heat races have provided us with some serious side-by-side racing that you normally don't see this late in a racing program. Tim Claunch, out front right now in the 18T. Second spot is your pole sitter, Braden Wyatt.
The Martin Marine number 31 of Michael Martin rolls in the 3rd spot. He punches the Tom Funk. He goes to work down the back straightaway. He'll try to pull to the back spoiler of the number 165 of Wyatt. Wyatt leaves the bottom side open for the taking, and he's going to take advantage. Walks right to the threshold, but can't get the job done that time of the line. But we got halfway to go yet, and we'll see if Martin can work on him and take that second spot away.
I tell you what, Zach, if you watch over here on the south end of the racetrack, the trickiest part of this track has become the exit of turn number 2. If you come in on the bottom and you try to slide up through the middle, there is nothing in that middle groove right there as we get a yellow on the racetrack. 5-second lap. If that is correct, that is the fastest lap of the night. 14.165 seconds as we go back green.
Launch is going to get him going on the turn number 4. Wyatt and Martin going to drag race for second now down the front straightaway. Martin cutting the nose off of Wyatt down into turn number 1. Running fourth is Walker in the 9B, way sideways on the turn number 2. He's going to gather it back up down the back straightaway.
Just like we were talking about, Blake, that was the exit of turn number 2 is a 47 of Gary Stuckey coming unstuck as he makes his way up the racetrack. The rear end stepping way out.
I think the best part of the racetrack right now here to the winning stage of this one after we get past halfway is the Martin Marine number 731. The teammate this weekend. He's filled the car for Cody Smith for the last several years in the limited modified ranks, and right back here for That was close. The 23 of Robinson shut the door, made all kinds of contact there. The 47 jumped in deep, made a little bit of a haymaker throw there on the inside of Robinson, and now Stuckey has problems of his own. I'm telling you what, it's a logjam from fourth on back, beginning with Stuckey in 47. 2 laps to go.
Absolutely, Zach. And like I said, Gary Stuckey, one of those cars as well, struggling to come up off the bottom of the racetrack.
I couldn't tell if that was halfway or 2 to go. That was interesting. I think it's the white flag.
It is going to be the white flag this time around for your leader, Tim Quanch, in the 18T.
Kevin
Quanch has really figured it out here these last few laps and started to pull away.
I think I'm about to start watching Kevin Fry the rest of the night. He's a spectacle in himself. Good flagmen are far and few between, but I had to get used to what he was showing there for a minute. The checker flag out, though. Make no dispute about it. We know what that Texas flag means. It means checkers.
That's right.
And scoring the dub. When you're in the one out this, the lights are out, we're going underway.
Skeet Amison, Dustin Mooney, Chris Winson, Roger Pearson, Tyler King, the rest of the field. I tell you what, Zach, look out front. It's Winnigan, Chris Hennigan leading them off at turn number 2.
They went through right there momentarily as they hit off a 2 and hit down the back straightaway. The J7 of Josh Short split the gap, shot out of a rifle from NASA. Off at turn number 2 as they hit down the back straightaway, off at turn number 4, down the front straightaway they come. Short trying to get that outside rolling, the 61-year-old veteran of Skeet Amison from New Boston, Texas. The New Boston, Texas racer is ready to party at the tea party tonight. Into turn number 3. Off of 4, down the front boulevard into 1, it's Winnigan. Chris Hennigan trying to live up to his moniker and win again.
Mason down on the bottom side. O'Brien Short down into turn number 1. They're going to follow nose to tail off the corner now down by the back straightaway. Josh Short almost getting cut off as they race now down into turn number 3. Brian Short on the bottom, the F5.
And we look at him.
Mason following in suit, trying to take away the 3rd spot.
So as they head off the tee down the back straightaway, the F5 of Skeet Amison leaving that low line open for the taking as we got a run of Josh Short to his back bumper. He's got one flank down on his inside as well. As they roll off at turn number 4 here at the Heart of Texas Speedway on RaceOnTexas.com live for your pay-per-view here on Thursday night. To kick this one kicked off, we're a little bit over halfway, 3.5 laps to go as he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. Speaking of Winnigan, Chris Hennigan, you get a look at him here off at turn number 4 in the Mercer Motorsports Southern Music sponsored IRP.
Going to be 5 down, 3 to go that time for Hennigan. Look at the left front up off the ground. Doesn't even need it right now. Roll it on its own down the back stretch into turn number 3. 2nd spot right now belongs to
Skeet Amison holding on to the 3rd spot, though, getting pressure here from Short. Down on his inside off of turn number 4.
It's going to be the F5 of A. Mason versus both of the Short brothers trying to hold on to the number 3 spot. Battling with him in the number 1 is Tim Linares trying to stick his nose under Brian Short. They're going to go almost 3 wide down the back straightaway. Brian and Josh going to battle door to door.
Huggins lost the handle there through 3 and 4, and he had such an advantage over 3rd place running the veteran racer Skeet Amison from New Boston, Texas. He continues to hold on a 2nd. I thought he was thinking, oh my, I didn't think that I had that much of an advantage. As he rolls, though, off the 4th, the number 100, he goes a 100 out of 100. It'll be Winnigan, Chris Hennigan knocking the field out here by a large margin. He grabs the win. Casey Huggins somehow, some way holds on to 2nd. And the F5 of the 61-year-old veteran Skeet Amison will grab 3rd in the
22T of Tracy Denby Jr.
Oh man.
Don't see him on the racetrack.
The 22 car?
22 car. Not there. We are getting ready for the green. There it is off of turn number 4. Egbert and Whitaker, your front row. Egbert going to lead it down to turn number 1. Stephen Whitaker Jr. 1 lane up off the bottom, runs right to the middle. The 89 CD Innovative Racing chassis with a great run off the top of turn number 2. Wow.
Down the back shoulder, they go 3 wide through 3 and 4. Way up top, that time of Grand Ball keeps a good bowling with the medium abundance, the 56 of Brock Bowen in the Innovative Racing chassis. As he watches Innovative Chassis Builder and the Innovative number 89 bracket operating Culture Racing GSS Construction Church and Chicken 89 say, here comes Stephen Whitaker Jr. Whitaker Jr. with the Corpus Christi, Texas, all the way from the Sparkling Sea. Going to go way up top here at Waco tonight. Down the front straightaway, he's going to try to get it to front door in the most recent time. The speediest racing this racetrack, Nick, was in the USMPS Modified on a 3-day special event here when Zach Vanderbeek won 2 of the 3 through 3 and 4 in 2015. Off the 4, here comes Whitaker.
Stephen Whitaker Jr. trying to run down G.W. Egbert in the 70 machine. Whitaker around the top side of 15.359. 2nd lap, last go around. Egbert with a 15.276 on the bottom. The bottom side may be the dominant one here later on, boys. Whitaker trying to make it work up top.
Many weeks or many years that this driver out of Corpus Christi, Texas, leave the Sparkling Sea to go up and race up and down the road with the best modified drivers, the best touring titans in the business. And he will push the time clock here. I've said it all night. He'll go to work as well. Off of Ford. Stephen Whitaker Jr. is absolutely sawing on it. Both hands and both feet are up on the wheel. Can he do it, Nick? Can he make that top shelf roll to the advantage of him and down the back straightaway with 70 car rolling the hub and rolling it well? Whitaker leaving no thing to bet here off of Ford.
Leaving nothing out on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. He's laying it all down right now. Stephen Whitaker Jr. banging off the cushion in turn number 1. That's going to cost him some time. G.W. Egbert very consistent. 15-2s, 15-3s. Stephen Whitaker Jr. with the fastest lap, actually the second fastest lap of this race, trying to run down your leader with 1 lap to go.
It's impressive. It's impressive what the 70 is doing here, relegating the advance to the 89C. But what I like about it is that clearly the low sides come in, but we don't want that side to be too dominant. And nonetheless, Alpha 4 taking the victory. So the Heart O Texas racer GW Egbert scores the win. Tonight, we're not inside. We chose to come outside into their territory.
Yeah,
we're in their territory. But hey, they got to get out of here with all that.
I agree. Right now we're rolling with heat race number 1,763 down the backstretch into turn number 3, and out front right now it is the 78 of Brad Ball.
In heat race number 97 of the night, down the front straight with the 78. Gonna hold on to the top spot in the one. It's Bradley Ball, who is no relation to Brandon Ball, but Brandon wanted to be up there racing the pair of B first name racers, but A-class racers in the turn number 3. And here comes Rowdy C, trying to throw a little bit of a party on for the racing cupcake down to the inside of 55.
Look at him, door to door to turn number 1. Blake, as we come off the second corner, it's Shaw on the bottom with a good run off of 2.
Cupcake hooking up hard off of turn number 2. He's going to drag race him door to door. Shaw on the bottom. And the number 78 of Ball up top. It's going to be Shaw across the stripe.
Justin Shaw may be one of the drivers who is underappreciated. Doesn't maybe sometimes get the credit that he deserves. He picked up quite a few wins back in the 2014, 15, and 16 seasons. Last year, backed off, didn't race quite as much as he had in the past. And this year, of course, his daughter is getting older, playing softball. So he hasn't spent a lot of Saturday and Friday nights at the dirt track. But when he does, you can bet that he's going to bring it and bring his piece ready to compete and get a win. Does not come here for second. And his wife, I think, puts more pressure on him to perform than himself.
Look at the number 43 of Robbie Edwards closing the gap on the number 55 of Rusty Head, trying to battle for the number 3 spot. Meanwhile, Head gaining on the number 78 of Brad Ball, while Justin Rowdy C is pulling away from the rest of the field.
Gonna be coming halfway home this time, boys. 4 down, 4 to go. Rowdy C, Justin Shaw out front, leads the field back down to the turn number 1. Ball in the second position. Rusty Head with a good run in third, trying to get up off the bottom of corner number 2. There's that very tricky spot of the racetrack. The car coming out from underneath it off the exit.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect us to see this weekend as much as the rain. I thought maybe become a factor and a little bit of extra moisture that the bottom side of this racetrack would end up actually being the quickest line around this place. It will continue to be manicured and worked on to even away the bottom, middle, and the high lines. We'll do everything we can to keep it up, but hey, taking the checker in a runaway fashion. The Rowdy C Specialty CR Racing Shocks number 55 of the double nickel. Justin Shaw takes the victory in commanding fashion.
I tell you what, Zach, we are turning and burning still here at Heart O Texas. Still some more to come as we go green off of 4.
Davis going to lead the pack now down past the flag stand. Battling door to door, Jeffrey Abbey not giving an inch. Abbey with a huge run off the mid-corner. Now run off of turn 2, sliding up a little bit. Davis taking advantage. They're going to go back battling door to door, beating and banging through 3 and 4. Off the corner, it's going to be across the stripe, bumper to bumper. Abbey having the edge.
Alrighty, gets a big run right there to the center of the Crandall, Texas racer down the back straight away, car number 25. Tommy Davis there in the 25, working down to the inside of the Comanche kid, Jeffrey Abbey. Abbey got a hold on the top spot, definitely rolled his way from outside, I believe, row number 4 earlier, was it? And finishing the top 3 earlier in car number 95. He holds on to the commanding top spot here in the 95, picking up the left front. He could have left it maybe at home. He skates up off the exit, nearly would have gotten to the wall, but he corrals it.
Abbey running an interesting line as we come into turn number 1. He's swinging the car in like it's on the cushion, picking up the left front all the way through turns 1 and 2. A good run down the backstretch into turn number 3. Still Tommy Davis in the second spot. Tupper in third right now. Oh, and Abbey loses the handle on it, takes the route through the infield, but going to lose 1-2 spots.
Bo Duke style.
Abbey now door to door. Tupper off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Tupper getting loose. Abbey taking advantage. He's now going to run down the 25C of Tommy Davis, try to regain his lead. Meanwhile, Jacob Church in the Deuce Bow, door-to-door for the number 3 spot. Church is going to take third down into turn number 1, but battling back inside in a number 23 machine.
And Abby again, very sideways through turn number 2. Gonna take the scenic route through the infield. Abby not gonna cause a caution. Whoa, looks like we're gonna get a yellow. Nope, we are still green. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go.
Tupper backing it off the tire, getting it going once again as your leader coming across the stripe. Davis taking a white flag.
It's
One
the
lap
white
to go.
flag. Yeah, that one's on me. I thought it was halfway. It is the white flag. Tommy Davis with about a half a lap to go. Down the back boulevard for the final time. Jacob Church in second. Jeffrey Abbey third. James Honich with a good run in fourth. The Lone Star going to wave. This one is in the books. 8 down and 8 up and 8 down in heat race number 7 million.
This is 98. Remember, the last one was 97.
Oh, yeah.
Inside of road number 4, he was a bad, fast, one tough customer earlier. The D&D Motorsports number 10, R. Dustin Robinson from Post, Texas. 16 wins 2 years ago. Jeff Shepard, Chase Breezy, and Wayne Milton, the final cars in this one, and way up top that time off of 2, opening up the door. They're hung together. And the 16 makes contact with a return to retaining wall, and they go 3 wide. Keep your eyes on the blue. Orange letter number 10. They rock and roll off of turn number 4, but leading line 1 is Kelly Lockie in 14. Lockie continues to lead off of 2 down the back straightaway with about a 2-car length advantage. Down the back straightaway, they got a log jam, and it's heating up. The 58 of Sid the Kid Kiffin, rolling the bottom of the racetrack and rolling it well off of turn number 4, sliding up to the inside. Other number 10 of Robinson, who holds on to the 3rd spot into 1.
Robinson going to top side through 1 and 2 with a huge run. Corey Williams sliding up in front of him down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Sid Kiffin closing the gap down the bottom of turn number 4. We have a 3-car battle for second place. Williams, Robinson, and Kiffin down into turn number 1. Robinson going to try his luck again up top. Here comes Sid Kiffin on the bottom.
Kiffin makes it 3 wide going into turn 3. Zach, I tell you what, Dustin Robinson was our fastest car in the first session. Not the same story here. Robinson, maybe the racetrack a little bit different than he expected it to be. But right now, Sid Kiffin running away with, trying to run down your leader right now in second spot.
You know what I've learned throughout all of tonight's racing action to this point, that we have a good group of racers, obviously, that are here. I mean, I don't think there's any question in that, but any of these guys, after we've seen them perform here particularly, anybody can still win this race. I mean, this thing is so wide open, and it literally is going to come down to so much as to who can get this win this weekend. As we continue to work the field down to find the best 24 that we can find come Saturday night. Down the front straightaway, the Tyler Texas racer still leads in the form of Kelly Lockie. Jumping the race on Texas.com, number 14, LTD operating IRB.
2 to go that time by, ladies and gentlemen, the fastest car on the racetrack, the 1 in second spot. Sid Kiffin, if he had a couple more laps, is going to try to run down your leader, Kelly Lockie, anyway. It's going to be interesting. White flag in the air. Oh, yellow flag on the racetrack. Yellow flag on the racetrack for the 511 of Corey Williams. Williams bringing the 511 machine to a stop at the top of turn number 2. Like I said, looking at the lap times, Kelly Lockie's best lap time of 15.6. Sid Kiffin's a 15. Roll through the middle. It's going to be the quickest way around.
Kelly Lockie did not want to see that caution. Obviously had no idea how far out front he had, but Dustin Robinson's been a hungry hound all night, and he timed the restart perfectly. Here comes 10. And 58 of Kiffin, you just mentioned, Nick, has rolled the fastest lap of this race. And Robinson going to go up top, grab some cushion, and he'll smash the throttle. He brought some stamps. He'll send it down the back straightaway. Here comes Robinson. Wow. Walmart special 2 for the price of 1. He'll roll the center here through 3 and 4. And try to pin the number 14. They're 3 wide off of turn number 4. Holy smoke.
White flag out. One more.
Oh.
Should have been the white flag.
Kiffin just rolled all the way to the inside of the number 14 of Lockie. Then make a little bit of right side romance, as Jerry would say. Into 3, trying to slam the door shut in front of him. Lockie kind of pushes up the racetrack a little bit, as well as the 10 car. The drag race to the line off of turn number 4, and Robinson's going to steal it away on the restart by half a cast whisker. What a race that was.
One more lap to go, ladies and gentlemen, off the bottom of turn number 2. Dustin Robinson now playing defense on the bottom of the racetrack off of 3 and 4 for the final time. Looks like it's going to be Robinson's race to win. Absolutely. Lockie going to be in second. How about it for Gibbon in third?
Well, at least I'm glad it didn't change there anyway.
Got Brent Tidwell from Harleton in the 20. And row number 5, going to have Brandon Kinney from Woodward, Oklahoma in the 21K. And Brian Hurd from Hobbs, New Mexico in the 31.
Warren and Leach going to battle it out down into turn number 1. The number 9L of David Leach going to take the lead. Meanwhile, the number 2, Adam Roy. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway down into turn number 3. We got 1 car sideways contact, 3 cars involved.
Brandon Kinney, a victim of circumstance there. Got the tail end of that deal in that red and white letter number 21. Now he pulls away from that, but he did come to a stop, unfortunately for him. But I don't think it's going to hurt him any. Didn't he start at the tail of this one anyway?
Yep.
So only thing I can't
I can't.
I can't stop, won't stop. Ain't gonna stop. Hey, heat race number 12, brother. Let's get it fired back up off of turn number 4.
Here we go. Wesley Warren on the inside. David Leger to the outside. Green flags back out. We're back underway. And Leger with a great run down into turn number 1. Going to lead the field through the first set of corners.
And off the first set of corners, down the back straightaway. Here comes Adam Roy, jumping the Modern Primitives, number 2. And he'll roll to the outside of the Heart of Texas Speedway and try to smash the throttle off at turn number 4 with that RPM power built by his father, Alan Roy, underneath the hood, rocking and rolling around the Heart of Texas Speed Plant. Into 1, he's got company down on his inside, Nick and Blake off of 2 down the back straightaway. The 95 rolling and rolling well, the Carbon Texas racer. Here he comes, but Leger leads.
Yes, sir. Gabe Tucker making his way to the front. About 5, I think it's 5 wins here at Heart of Texas in 2018. He's your Heart of Texas Speedway champion, your Abilene Speedway champion, your National Speedway champion, your Texas State champion.
And that's why.
And right now, he's slicing and dicing 3 wide down the back boulevard into turn number 3.
Baby, he's on a roll. He looks like a knife carving through butter. Off of turn number 4, here comes Gabe Tucker. Oh, honest Gabe into turn number 1. He'll roll right there to the outside of the speed plane into 1. Try to find some dig once again. The 95 rolling like Lightning McQueen, I guess, did. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. One of the kids' fans' favorites. But Leger, oh, baby.
Oh, and Tucker, it is broken. The right front is done. The A-arm on the upper is done. A hard lick on the right front of the 95 machine, and that unfortunately is going to put Gabe Tucker behind the 8 ball. All the weight transfers to the front right corner of the race car, and that was going to be more trouble than it was worth, I think, to stay out there. We're going back green.
Yeah, oftentimes the toe can hang out there. It can actually help you get through the corners a little bit better. But nonetheless, he's gone, and unfortunately for him, but we're going to go back at it, and these guys are green, back underway. Adam Roy gets a little bit of a shot there to his inside, and he just gets disposed of and goes back to 3rd as David Leger Jr. continues the lead here at the Heart of Texas Speedway tonight, heat race number 12, off of 4 down the front straightaway.
Cobb going to hold off Roy for second place. Leger, however, still your leader of a comfortable car length lead as they roll off at turn number 2. Cobb trying to close the gap. Roy falling back slowly. Meanwhile, the number 11 of Luttrell picking up speed off the top side. No white flag. Flagman pulls it back. Here comes Cobb trying bottom side. Picking the left front way up off the ground. Had to slam on the brakes to set it back down. Roy all over the back bumper now. Cobb giving a little love tap to Leger entering turn number 3. Leger shoving the nose way up off of turn number 4. White flag in the air.
Final time in a 1 and 2 in this one. And Cobb down to the inside. Leger going to keep it strong right there to the middle part of the racetrack. That's good to see. Down the back straightaway. Luttrell just fitted up there to the outside of the racetrack. Caught the Texas sign on the back straightaway. Off of 4, dry racing to the line. Cobb going to try to steal it away to the line. And a half a car length to 9L. David Leger and the VP Equipment Company number 9L takes the victory. And rolling off of turn number 4. 2 of the green flags, smashing the throttle and getting this underway from the pole position is Cam Mitchell in the 1. Cam going to roll the hub. And through 3 and through 2 and off of 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. 54 coming on strong, but he got to get on the binders there and nearly lost the handle, but he was able to corral it. Boy, and he came so close to that Uke tire there. That was as close as it gets. So they head off a 2 down the back straightaway.
I got to tell you, Zach, the bite that these cars are getting off the bottom of the racetrack is insane. I have never seen so many sport mods toting the left front through the corners, man. It's wild.
There's a lot of slick spots on the racetrack, and then there's like traction spots. I don't think the racetrack is really giving them the same thing twice, so it's very, very tricky, and it's uncharacteristic, I think, from that they see maybe at their regular dirt track Saturday night track.
It's a lot different than Heart of Texas usually ends up. The bottom side, not the dominant one, but tonight it's worked out that way, Blake. You see the bottom of the race cars really picking up the front end, the weight transfer to
like
the back.
That. Oh no, that's not good. Shane Hebert doing everything he can to get out of that one.
With Dan Day.
The 54 never let out of the gas. Literally. I mean, he's doing that so he doesn't get penalized from stopping and having to go to the tail, but man, that was wild. Absolutely wild. Dan's perspective, though. Unfortunately, Dan, though, we'll see if he continues to have the quickest car, but he's run out of laps maybe to get the job done, but he'll try to pick as many off as he can here, Nick, as Blaine Shives leads him, but I think Shane Hebert may have something here. We'll see what Shady Bear's got. He sends it up top, grabs some cushion, he brought his stamps, he says, I'll send it.
Look at the run off the top side for Hebert. Zach into turn number 3. TJ Green on the bottom of the racetrack making it work through turns 3 and 4. Hebert, I think, was ahead at the line. Yeah, he's credited with second spot on the transponder on the scoring page here.
Well, he nearly caught the wall entirely. He got that car, he got it cocked sideways to avoid the contact there with the wall off of 2, and Hebert continues to hold on to 3rd, though.
Your leader, Blaine Shives, just grabbed the quickest time of the race with a 15.341 on lap number 5. We are going to cross here with lap number 6. They'll be coming to 2 to go this time around. TJ Green that time with a good run up the bottom of turn number 4.
TJ Green rolling good. Rolling well off of 2 as he heads down the back straightaway with a sight set on the back deck load of that Ingles Racing Performance chassis number 43 for Blaine Shives. Blaine Shives off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. One of the first modified races I'd ever seen at Lone Star Speedway as a young kid. Blaine Shives won it. I'll never forget it. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Always supported the number 1 car on many of his cars that he raced throughout his career. Here in car number 43 this weekend. And off of turn number 4, he opens up the door for the taking for the multi-time track champion TJ Green, but he slams the door shut. Blaine Shives your winner.
Shives going to grab the top spot. It's TJ Green in second. Third spot went to Shane Hebert. And Hebert, your quickest car in heat race number 13, a 15.286. This
your overall point champion. We had 3 different factory stock winners. Whitehead won night 1. Bo Day won night number 2 with Brad Ball winning night 3 last year, but Whitehead came out with the most consistent finishes and the points championship for $1,000 last year. Finished 3rd in the main event for the limiteds as well. So we sent them off factory stock racing. Should be fun. Should be very exciting. So we set them sights down the back straightaway towards turn number 3 as you get a look at them heading down the back straightaway with turn number 3 folks from the infield.
Leading lap number 1, it's going to be the Comanche Kid, Weston Abbey, in the 77W. Second spot right now is Lance Hansen, the Red Oak Texas, the dirt defender, number 5H Machine. Look at Chris Davis and Tommy Williams. Zach, Tommy Williams around the outside, going to take over the 3rd spot.
The log jam right here, they were 3 wide. Watch Whitehead. He's going to try to fit it way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon and smash the throttle. But that 50 of Mazzell holding up the advance. Whitehead goes from the elevator down to the middle. Doesn't quite go to the basement, obviously, but he is on the throttle trying to come to the front, and Hansen has trouble.
Lance Hansen out of Red Oak, Texas, was running in the 2nd spot. Oh, and Jeffrey Aber, Weston Abbey as well.
We stay green until now.
We are going to get a yellow. Weston Abbey and Lance Hansen, your top 2 cars.
Just look at that shot right there, folks.
That is a great shot from the infield camera here at the Race on Texas.
Whitehead has not lucked up in the 7 Cajun Classics, folks. If it's your first time to maybe see 36J, you've probably heard a lot about him. He won the first one at the age of 14 or 15 years old. The next one for $5,000 at the age of 16. He's now won 7 of them. That's $35,000 in those races, and he just won $10,000 at Boot Hill. We're talking $45 grand in factory stock racing over the last decade. As he heads down the back straightaway, he's already up to 4th from 8th. He has punched the top like he's going to work right in front of JT.
They were going to wad him up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're clean, and we're not clean, but we are green. As they head off a down the back straightaway, we're going to stay green, and here comes Whitehead. Whitehead has emerged and part of the sea. Somehow he was able to stay out of trouble, but that's just what he does. As the 5H of Hansen now re-emerges onto the racetrack, but he's a couple of laps down as Chris Davis still leads. How about 2 of the heavyweights about to duke it out here?
Absolutely. You got 2 of the best factory stock racers in the state of Texas and over into Louisiana. Chris Davis right now running out front on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Whitehead up top. Zach, that's what we like to see. Justin always around the top of the racetrack, going to make it work here in the 36J.
You see me here. I was shaking my head because, I mean, he continues to wow. He continues to wow. And when I think that he may not be able to pull another rabbit out of the hat like tonight, I mean, the competition is so good from top to bottom. And Whitehead is just throwing the keys on the counter. He's about to get ready to check to the outside of the 87. And Chris Davis tried to slam the door shut and squeeze him into the front straightaway wall a little bit. But, oh, my goodness, Davis slid way up top, and Whitehead going to cross underneath, and he's got the race lead. 8 to the lead in less than 5 laps. Whitehead to the top spot. The Hooks Texan is rolling now.
Justin Whitehead out front, going to lead lap number 6 across the line, the 36J. Chris Davis still in second. Oh, and Davis! Problems. There's something wrong with that car, dude.
The 36J car, I don't know what's going on in Hooks, Texas, but they're born and bred to race over there, aren't they? I mean, the great Gary Wright, all-time winningest driver in ASCS racing history. Gary Wright from Hooks, Texas. Once Justin Whitehead said, you can't ever compare me to Gary Wright, and I think Justin may have a lift. The tire pressure is just really low, but it looked like he had a flat there. He's probably under 8 pounds.
We'll see what's going on when Justin comes back around. Right now, he's out front around the rim of Heart O Texas Speedway. Second spot still belongs to Chris Davis. Third, how about it for the 17 of Jeff Shepard in third spot right now?
Man, if you had a chance to look at that left rear on Whitehead, obviously it's holding up for him. Man, he is running some low tire pressures. I wonder if any of the guys looking on that maybe didn't make this race are thinking, we will not run as many pounds into the left rear tonight.
Justin Whitehead right now, 16.825 second lap around the top side of Heart O Texas Speedway. Chris Davis in the 16.9 second bracket at this point. Whitehead consistent all the way around the top side of the racetrack into turn 3, off of turn 4, going to lead another one. Some good racing in the middle of the pack. Look at Walter Hamilton from the back. Hamilton started 19th on this feature. He is running in the 7th position right now.
How about Bubba McEachern? Bubba McEachern started way back in this one as well. McEachern started in the 14th spot. McEachern up to the 4th spot in the 100 car. As Whitehead is checked out, he has thrown the keys on the counter to the Holiday Inn. He's checked out.
Your top 5 rundown like this right now, ladies and gentlemen, is Whitehead, Davis, Shepard, McEachern, and then Kelly Lockey rounding out the top 5. Dalton Faulkner's in 6th. Heisenberg, Walter Hamilton, duking it out with Thomas Downey for 7th.
What do you say, Blake? McEachern back here for 3rd. That seems to be the best battle right now. 100's working on him for 3rd. Can he get it done?
Shepard pulling about another car length ahead. McEachern closing the gap hard in the top of turn number 1. McEachern trying to turn down under him. Shepard with a run off the cushion. He's going to stretch it back out by about a half a car length. McEachern closing the gap once again. Shepard shoving a little bit middle of the corner. McEachern making up for it now all over the back bumper is Shepard down the front straightaway.
The 2nd generation racer, the son of Michael McEachern. Working to the back bumper to Jeff Shepard. Jeff Shepard down the back straightaway holds on to it in 3rd. And the number 17 is the 100. Has got to be very excited. Bubba McEachern getting the opportunity to be a teammate with one of the best drivers out of the great state of Texas, Chris Hennigan, this weekend, and he is taking full advantage of the opportunity in the 1.
Absolutely, bro. You want to talk about generations of race car drivers. Jeff Shepard's 13-year-old son, Jesse, running a mini stock here at Heart O Texas Speedway. Got 2 wins on the season. Jesse is a heck of a wheelman in his own right, has really come alive here in the later part of the season.
Kelly Lockey looking pretty salty as well. He's rolled his way up to the 5th spot in the car number 91 in that laser racing car. In the 1, Dalton Faulkner of the Conroe, all over the back bumper to the 91. That's the best battle as McEachern slipped up and they nearly go 3 wide. The 27 peeking his nose into the mix and trying to get a part of the party here.
The 27, Dalton Faulkner, has a great run down the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Weston Abbey, though. Abbey trying to make this interesting. I tell you what, this is good racing for like 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack.
Abbey is coming. Here comes Weston.
No, it's Weston.
Yeah. He's got a Smith and Weston. Here he comes. The 77's rolling. He just disposed of the 27 of the Conroe Texan, and Bubba McEachern has trouble, man. He is having all kinds of problems fighting the wheel of that 100 car here in the waning laps as the white flag waves high over the Heart O Texas Speedway for Justin Whitehead.
1 more lap to go for the 36J into turn number 1 for the final time. Chris Davis kind of in no man's land right now as Kelly Lockey's gotten up to 3rd. Weston Abbey's now 4th. Dalton Faulkner rounds out the top 5. I tell you what, it's going to be a heck of a run and a heck of a win. Justin Whitehead going to put one in the history books tonight.
162nd win since the start of 2012 will come tonight. Justin Whitehead, who scored his 137th win here last season, picks up another impressive performance from the 8th starting spot. So that'd be pretty funny. Things come full circle.
Right, we are going green, ladies and gentlemen.
And the 2017 edition of the All-Star Race is underway for the Heart O Texas Speedway in the 1.
Kamo gonna go top side. Here comes Rowdy C. Justin Shaw on the bottom of turn number 2. They're stacking up off of turn number 2.
I don't know how they didn't wreck 100 times. They look like they were about to, and Whitehead has problems at the top of turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Justin Whitehead got pinched into the wall with pounds that time.
Scary stuffy, actually, isn't it?
And Kenneth Montgomery issues as well. Kamo going to take the 4 car off the racetrack.
It was, in fact, Justin Whitehead in 36J who had trouble here on the opening lap. 24 of Church leads, followed by a double nickel of Justin Shaw. Trying to go 3 wide. We'll see what the Farmerville Freight Train can do. A smash allow pedal in the innovative racing chassis that CBR shocks. Here comes the Freight Train for Farmerville. Kel Westover flake down to the bottom of the racetrack, goes inside. Brandon Ball trying to get that car ironed out here, Nick and Blake, but I'm telling you, he's having a hard time wrestling that machine.
Absolutely. Look at Kel Westover, Zach, making the move. The Altus Oklahoma driver up to 4th spot right behind Nick Quickenbeard.
Now the 44 of the Altus Oklahoma racer, Kel Westover, going to send it back up top where he has seemingly tried to stay and to make gains all weekend long, but it hasn't quite paid fruition for him. We'll see what happens. There it goes. He jumped the cushion just a little bit. He's able to corral it and get it back on the surface, and he smashes the loud pedal, and he relegates the number 31 back to 5th as he holds on the 4. Here's the Freight Train.
There's not a whole lot left on the top side of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Kel Westover jumping the cushion on the north end of the track. Back on top in turn number 1. Westover again nearly off the racing surface off of turn number 2. Your leader, though, Jake Upchurch, rolling around the bottom pretty much on cruise control right now, Blake.
Looking there, closing the gap now, trying to take 2nd place away from Rowdy C. Shaw. Meanwhile, Upchurch pulling away from the field. Nick Clickenbeer going to try bottom of a turn 2 once again, but he will not have enough. Shaw will pull away as they race down into turn 3.
Here comes the battle for 2nd. Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, Frazier was at a stellar run tonight. That Chicken Express Sweet Tea entry, he rolled the bottom for 3 and 4. He rolls the top side in the 1 and 2. He'll try to get a big sweeping run. Watch this. Watch this. Race fans down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He'll go to the outside this time through 3 and 4. Frazier going to try to make work out of the number 55 of Justin Shaw for the 2nd spot. And here comes the 44. His foot through the floorboard. Kel Westover trying to dispose of the 166 of Fraser now.
Chase Breezy having a heck of a time over in turns 3 and 4, struggling right now in the 131 machine. As we come up at turn number 4, we're side by side for second spot. Westover now down the bottom of the racetrack underneath Rowdy C. Justin Shaw in turns 1 and 2.
And Justin Shaw said, "Oh baby, I got company, and it's the baddest man on the planet right now." The 44, Kel Westover going to dispose of. He'll go to the bridesmaids honors, but way out front right now with the lead is Jake Upchurch singing a song out front, comfortably with the advantages. We're just now halfway.
Upchurch running in the 15.4 second bracket, ladies and gentlemen, about a half a second ahead of the rest of the field. Very much faster than second spot. That's Kel Westover, though. Westover making the moves right now, gets around Clickenbeard for second.
Making moves, not faking moves, that's for sure, as Brad Doty would say correctly, I believe. But here comes Fraser battling back to the inside for second. That's the best battle right now on the racetrack for an important position, because you never know. If we get a caution, or no matter what may happen, the 24 could get some company on a restart. If we get one or a lap traffic, could it bottle him up enough for these guys to make a gain? I think he has too far of an advantage right now.
If he has problems through traffic right now, Jake Upchurch could see that lead evaporate. Quick Nick Clickenbeard gets back around Kel Westover for the second spot. Clickenbeard now working the bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2, trying to run down Upchurch and the Deuce Foe.
Upchurch has not been able to get around this lap car here. He's having a hard time. And now he'll peek a nose underneath, and he will get that spot. So in the one. The 24 of Upchurch now going to set his sights. He's got the 21B of last year's winner of this event, Brandon Kinney, and the number 7 of Nathan Gaines up in front, 2 different lanes wide. But the problem is Greg Fraser is far behind. Don't know if he'll be able to make that up at 5 laps.
5 laps to go for quick Nick Clickenbeard trying to run down Jake Upchurch, but I think you're right, Zach. It's too little too late for Nick to close the gap and take over the top spot.
We got a battle going mid-pack. Looks like McDonald's, Perkle, Shepard, and Torres battle now for about 8th to 9th place. Shepard trying to stick his nose under Perkle down into turn 3. McDonald loose off of turn number 4. Here comes Perkle, bottom side. Door-to-door down into turn number 1.
Back up front we go. Nick Clickenbeard has closed the gap just a little bit. Next time around it's going to be 2 to go. It's still almost a straightaway up to Jake Upchurch, but it is getting closer and closer and closer. Clickenbeard in second spot.
2 laps to go in the 1. Upchurch now trying to fin to the inside of the number 260 of the Dust Devil chassis. O.C. Jackson entry of the Big Town Bullet. Eric Thorne, he'll try to peek up in front and dispose of him. I don't think Upchurch has 1 iota how far out front he is right now, comfortably with the advantage of the white flag this time.
Yeah, I think you're right, Zach. Jake knows he's out front, but he also knows he's dealing with lap traffic right now. He has no idea where Clickenbeard is on the racetrack. He's got 1 more set of corners to go, and this one's going to be all his.
It's all his. The checkered flags will come out this time by double Texas flags for the 24. Jake Upchurch, your winner. He takes the victory in commanding fashion. WCR Racing suspension number 24 IRP chassis. So I'm not sure what the lap times look like